Increase your bottom line. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. It's time to schedule your spring tune-up with Clark Heating, Air, and Plumbing. Don't wait. Schedule today. Give them a call at 334-277-2125. Alabama certification number 88007.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. As March comes to an end and April begins, we've got some very nice temperatures to talk about. Even the nights are milder. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low temperature in the lower 60s. April begins on a warm note, feeling more like May with a high temperature in the middle 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday as well. And again, a few spotty afternoon and evening showers and storms at random, but they will be few and far between. A little more concentrated over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Oh, that is so funny.
When news happens, you'll hear about it first. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Hi, friends. Have you ever said to yourself, I would like a career in radio announcing? If the answer to that is yes, then you're going about it in the wrong way. You should say it to someone else. What does it take to become a radio announcer? Well, actually, it takes many things. Do you own your own voice? Can you say 6 silly words without laughing and mean them? Do you have a lot of money? Well, if so, you qualify for enrollment in the Golden Voice Announcer School. I'll bet that you'd never guess from the sound of my voice that I am actually a 67-year-old deaf-mute woman, and that only 9 short years ago I heard a commercial just like this one and was inspired to climb out of my deathbed and enroll. As soon as my check for $13,000 was received, classes began. In addition to announcing, our voice training course will teach you to impersonate TV and motion picture stars like this. Howdy, partner, I'm John Wayne. Or, howdy, partner, I'm Natalie Wood. Isn't that exciting? You can learn to do many other famous persons' voices, like Stanley L. Spiro, Carl Betts, Elena Verdugo, Ferrante and Teicher, or the all-time favorite, Don DeFore. Here's how to take advantage of this limited offer. Send $13,000 and any priceless heirloom to Golden Voice Announcer School, care of Phil's Barber Shop, Waco, Texas. And as a bonus, if you sign up immediately, you will receive an actual recording of Dick Clark, way back in 1956, stuttering and unable to pronounce the word nope. Here is an excerpt from that recording.
Okay, Dick, take 28 coming up. Try to relax now, will you, pal? The word is nope. N-O-P-E, nope. Right, all right, let's hit it. All right, Dick, that's it's good. It's coming. Take 29. Yeah, that's lunch 1 hour.
In addition, for those of you who happen to be listening to this message on a radio, here is a special offer. You will receive your first lesson free if you can identify this photograph of our mystery person. Now, here's a clue to help you out.
The first part's true, the second's a lie, the third remains the same. Put them together and take them apart, and then you will have my name.
How can we guarantee that after taking our course, you will have a perfect speaking voice? The answer is simple. Each of our students has an amplifying device surgically inserted in his throat. We call this device our Big Boy Voice. And it is hardly noticeable because externally it resembles half a bow tie. So don't delay. Send your check today and get in on the high-paying action as a famous radio personality. And remember our slogan, if it weren't for your mouth, you'd be talking out of your nose.
Calling all stations. Clear the air lanes. Clear all air lanes for the big broadcast.
It is the big broadcast. Happy Hour, News Talk 93.1 FM, WACV. I'm almost ready for the show today.
Woo-hoo, almost.
My co-host Pamela DeBeef is here and glamorous. And Master Thespian.
Hello, gorgeous.
And here they are.
308. I have been. What did I do?
You just, that look on your face, you just said 308.
You
look like you're overwhelmed.
I am overwhelmed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to make heads or tails out of anything anymore. I don't know what to believe. I don't trust anything. What's this thing with the Charlie Kirk evidence that I tried to understand it and I don't? What have you got on that?
Okay, I listened to what Joey had to say on his show, and I understand what's happened. The Daily Mail, whoever's writing their headlines, is doing a really poor job because they're trying to sensationalize it. Apparently, what happened is that they can't come to a conclusive finding as to if that bullet that they got out of Charlie Kirk's body really matches that rifle, but that's not something that's unusual because the bullet itself exploded, it shattered into fragments. So they don't have enough of it to be able to make it conclusive. But the headline in the Daily Mail said, it doesn't match.
You know, it's interesting that whole conspiracy theory came out about the personal-sized explosive, and now the ammunition doesn't match or is inconclusive.
Well, it's
interesting.
Whoever wrote the headline is not exactly being untruthful, but they're not.
They're making it salacious. It's the Daily Mail.
Yeah. Well, it's
That's
the whole
what they
idea
do.
of what if it burns, if it bleeds, it leads.
Yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
But now there's going to be so many other people jumping on the conspiracy bandwagon.
Which is not a bad thing.
I know.
We should question everything.
Well, there's an even bigger story.
Shortwave, take it
Yeah.
down, quick.
Oh, my.
What's it say? Shut up.
Let's put this one up there on the
Oh,
screen.
I know. I looked this up earlier.
my.
What in the world?
Christy Nome's, is this the former husband?
No, current husband.
Current husband.
Current husband.
Yeah.
Who she's cheating on with Corey Lewandowski.
Yeah, and they're still
Well,
married.
if I was married to a guy with boobs that big, I would consider it.
Yeah.
This guy's a little bit of a freak.
A little bit.
Freak a leak.
Just a little bit.
Apparently, he likes to wear authentic bosoms. Big ones. Big bosoms.
Those,
That's just,
the
yeah.
placement of, those is very interesting.
It just didn't look right. Well, to begin with, it didn't look right.
Well, look at
yeah.
the nipple placement on that
They're
picture on the
misaligned.
left. I mean, they're slightly out of line.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
oh,
So anyway.
Anyway, that's all I have.
wow.
A vulgar picture.
Apparently, he spent a ton of money talking to women and sharing pictures and stuff with women online, too.
And she's got to have some insecurity issues over all this, too.
Oh, gosh. Not if she's sane. Over that? No. Mm-mm.
Which is why she went after Corey Lewandowski, right? She's like,
I mean,
all right, if you're going to be doing your crazy, I'm going to go find some love elsewhere.
maybe
will say this.
maybe they have an arrangement.
I don't know.
People are weird.
It's weird.
Let me ask your opinion of this statement. I've said this numerous times. I'd say many women are blissfully unaware of the depths of pervitude that the guy they're with could be a great guy.
Mm-hmm.
Responsible family man, loves the wife, respects the wife too much to let her know what's really going on in his shadow side.
We have talked about this when I've gotten to Joey's show early.
What's Joey know about marriage and women?
Me and Eddie were talking about
Well,
it.
all
Really.
right. Now you're talking to a real expert on
Marriage.
real estate.
Because I think that you should, if you're with the right person, you should be able to talk to them about anything that you want.
Yeah.
In theory, that's
And
true.
they can say no.
Yep.
And just
Yep.
say, I don't think that's going to work for me. I'm not into it. Because a woman could come to a man and say, something too.
But aren't you supposed to do whatever we want?
I mean, a lot of women do, but
that's one of the
some
reasons
don't.
why you really need to take some time in the dating process to
Get to
have
know
those conversations.
each other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You have to be compatible with
All
the
right, well,
person
so,
you're with and be able to have conversations.
Let's go back to when Christy Nome was dating this guy. How do you introduce that into the conversation when you're dining at Bennigan's or wherever they ate?
Well, honey, by the way, let me tell you something about me.
Before our short stack of pancakes arrives, I have something to tell you.
I like wearing women's underwear.
You know,
I like putting on false boobies.
I do think that's something that people who date now, currently in 2026, have a lot easier time coming out and talking about that kind of stuff than earlier generations.
Mm-hmm.
We're very hung up.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Us
yeah.
earlier generations are very...
Yeah.
Well, because you didn't talk about that sort of thing.
No.
That was not polite society, you know?
No.
But I mean, I don't know. You should be able to talk about anything with the person that you're with, I think, if you're with the right person. And they have the right to say no. Like, let's try something else. You know?
Yeah.
Maybe we explore some things. Probably not that.
Well, to the guy's credit, I mean, there are some things that I have done to be in a play sometimes that other people would look at and go, "Why did you do that?"
Okay, one of the commenters just said, "Who among us has not put on big fake boobs?" I mean, when you're a little kid, you do it with like blowing up balloons. You can't help it.
Yeah.
But put them in your in your shirt as boobs or as a pregnant belly. Yeah. A little boy will put on a pregnant belly.
Yeah. Well,
you don't
actually
know.
Grown men do that. I have a picture of myself pregnant somewhere.
Right.
Yeah.
You just, I mean.
They made you do it in Lamaze.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
When you go to birthing classes.
Yeah, they want you to understand.
You're carrying around 40 extra pounds.
Yeah.
See how this
so
feels.
So you wear that thing, and you really, it's a great way to have more, not that you don't, but have more empathy for what she's going through, especially in the last trimester.
Well, I was in a production of Midsummer Night's Dream where at the play, within the play at the end, the guy who was playing Thisbe had balloons for boobs, and one of the jokes was he took the dagger and plunged it in my breast and popped one of the balloons, which has got a huge laugh. But you know,
I mean, it's an odd thing to do, but everybody has their things.
So the question is, do you feel sorry for Christy Nome now that you know this, or do you just go, well, we should have figured that out?
I don't feel sorry for her. I mean, she says that she's blindsided and devastated, but most women have insane intuition about the men that they are intimate with.
Yeah.
You can't hide a lot from a woman. If she's really into you, she's in tune to a lot of things that you think you're being sly about, and you're probably not, and she's just choosing not to bring it up.
Yeah. She's like, all right,
because she has her own thing going on,
whatever.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's true.
And there's no telling what kind of arrangement they have going on behind closed doors, too, because a lot of people do now.
Because when we get behind closed doors, or when she lets her hair hang down, then she makes me feel like I'm a... Well, I don't know what he would think he was feeling. Is he feeling like a man or a woman?
Oh, I think he bursted into Shania.
Yeah.
I'm just having a donut.
Did you show off the donuts you brought?
Yeah.
Are they supposed to go this way or this way?
Well, I think they're supposed to, the way the NASA vector goes, the point is supposed to go up and to the right. So if you turn it around.
My right?
Yeah, the other way around. A little bit more. Up, a little bit more up. Nope, turn it up.
I'll grab this combo. You guys are working on the donut feed.
Okay. So that's close. That's close.
Okay.
Good afternoon. With whom are we speaking?
You have Master Thief. You know, this is Crawdad, because when he sings, it just sends chills down my legs.
Oh, wow. Thank you, Crawdad.
Makes me burp.
We'll have autographs in the lobby.
I wanted to hear Mrs. Jones. She's got a thing going.
I don't know. I mean, it's just weird. It's just one of those things where you look at it and you just go, huh. At least that's not me.
I'm very
Yeah. Because, I mean, my life is screwed up enough already. And I don't want to add anything else into it like that.
Men just don't. Why would you take a picture like that and send that to somebody? Men just don't think about stuff like that.
Yeah.
How they should.
Yeah.
That's just weird.
Men-
Miss Nome, though, blew it when I found out that the advertisement, I thought it was a real ad about how she was helping the wild horses and the buffalo. I bought into that. Then I finding out that that's a fabrication. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! You're hurting something that's very dear to me.
Mm-hmm.
Our Mustangs, our wild horses, and our buffalo, and you're going to go out there and use that to make yourself look good. And you paid how many $1 million, and for what?
Yeah, how many million was it?
$250 million. $250 million. You know how much it took to make the Project Hail Mary movie? $248 million.
Is that the movie you're raving about these days?
Oh, yeah. I've seen it twice now, and I'm probably going to try to go see it
the
again.
Movie Maven's going to join us, and we're very interested in...
we'll talk about that.
That'll be about 3:35.
But yeah, I just couldn't believe, Crawdad, that she spent that much money. I'm like, good grief.
Somebody spent it. It's who follow the money. You want to know something? Always follow the money.
Yep. Yeah, it's like what's going on with the No Kings protest. Those No Kings protests.
All
$3
blood
billion.
paid for it. What a bunch of crap that is, and the media covers it like it's an actual story. They're so full of it.
Yep.
Crawdad, thank you for the call.
Thank you, Crawdad.
3:20 already. Our show brought to you in part by Clark's Heating, Air Conditioning, Plumbing. Got a wonderful call from Chi-Town lady yesterday extolling. I just wanted to sing the praises of the HVAC tech. Came over to give her. When you buy a membership, you get home tune-ups to your system. That's all for one price, $180 for the year, and it'll leave your system.
So, she was in the, was it a senator or a rep? Anyway, she was in the Congress. So she knows how to spend money. And I just figure that when the opportunity arose, she was able to pay back some buddies. And, that's the way the system works. But the reason I called, though, I want to make a request.
Yes.
That song, Walking Around in Women's Underwear, Bob somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's it.
And dedicated to Christy Dumb's husband?
Yep.
Byron, that's it. Bad boy Byron. Bad boob boy Byron. That's him.
You know what?
That'll work.
I am going to honor your request,
Dynamite.
And
That's it, gang. Join the show. Thank y'all for taking my call.
Well, thank you.
Totally are.
See ya. The stream is back.
And so is walking around in women's underwear.
Yeah.
So we'll dedicate this to Mr. Gnome and take a quick break and come right back. I mean, those are really big boobs with misaligned nipples.
Lacy things the wife is missing. Didn't ask for her permission. I'm wearing her clothes, her silk pantyhose, walking around in women's underwear. In the store, there's a teddy with little straps like spaghetti. It holds me so tight, like handcuffs at night, walking around in women's underwear.
In the office there's a guy named Melvin. He pretends that I am Murphy Brown.
He'll say, are you ready? We'll say, whoa, man. Let's wait until the wife is out of town. Later on, if you wanna, we can dress like Madonna. Put on some high shade and join the parade. Walking around in women's underwear. Lacy things missing. Didn't ask permission. Wearing her clothes, silk pantyhose. Walking around in women's underwear. Walking around in women's underwear. Walking around in women's underwear.
3:25, and from all of us, a very Merry Christmas.
The premier place the River Region turns to for news, weather, traffic, and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Looking good in the neighborhood this afternoon. Not seeing any real issues anywhere. Montgomery, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka. Traffic flow light to moderate. A little bit busy on East and East-South Boulevard, especially around Baptist this time of the day. Keep it here. We will update you if any accidents happen to slow you down. McKinnon Toyota has all the specials from Toyota, plus small town service, and they're family owned. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Hi, I'm Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop Wellness Center at 8161 Vaughan Road. You know, with over 30 years experience in natural wellness, I've seen countless health fads come and go. A few years ago, we added a patented technology that actually activates your stem cells. It reverses the aging process at the cellular level. However, you do need proper hydration and targeted nutrition. At the Herb Shop, our advanced scanning and testing technology allows us to accurately assess your nutritional needs and get a customized plan for you. Come in today and see what the Herb Shop can do for you.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting truly great candidates for your roles? It seems impossible to find them, but they have to be out there somewhere, right? Well, they're not hard to find when you know where to go, and that place is ZipRecruiter. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. And because these people are actively looking for jobs just like yours, it's easy to find the right person right away. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. But if you're not using ZipRecruiter, you're missing out. So see what it's like when the impossible is easy. When you go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try ZipRecruiter for free. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Never miss out on great candidates with ZipRecruiter.
Attention Montgomery business owners. Want more customers without guessing how to reach them? Blue Water Broadcasting isn't just radio. We're your full-service digital marketing partner. From smart social media campaigns to targeted display ads to SEO that actually works. We help your business get seen by the right people at the right time. Whether you're a local shop, a growing brand, or an established company, our team can build a custom strategy that drives real results on air and online. Ready to grow? Call Blue Water Broadcasting today or visit bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, your audience is waiting.
Trustworthy, accurate, immediate. Carrying your voice across the river region. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
And now it's time for America's favorite daytime fun show.
I feel like the show's going to be great.
I think we got a show. Oh, yeah, we got a show. We definitely got a show. Oh, yeah, there's a show.
Because this show is important.
Are you engaged to two people and want to make a choice on our show?
It's showtime. Great show.
Did your spouse or lover leave you for a relative and you want to confront them both on our show?
Sorry about that. The show's gotten a little lowbrow.
It's showtime, baby.
All the shows will be doing it. Thank you, America. That's our show. That's great, man. Okay, it's magic time.
Well, now listen, you have a great show.
We got a great show for you today.
And it's also the most humble show, too.
Of course.
It's, it's almost 3:30.
Time flies.
Greg Goodell, Pamela Dubuque, and the
good
great
time.
Master Thespian here. Oh!
Making good time. Yes.
Finally.
Yes.
This was delivered slightly less than 2 weeks ago.
Yes.
It's been in the studio. It was kind of buried because Joey and Eddie have a picnic in here, and things get obscured by the debris field they create.
Ooh, how pretty. Let me show this to the people on the news feed. It's got Master Thespian with a heart on it.
So I didn't see it last week. I forgot to give it to you, and but this week I made sure that it was in view, and you would see it.
What we've got
and get it.
Oh,
so
this
we're
is
all
cool.
nosy, and we want to know what you got.
This is cool. Okay. Well, inside here,
I'm gonna
there is
get blue lips from this donut frosting, but I
a
don't
little wristband. It says City Springs Theater Conservatory. All right. And then there is right here. Let's see. This is where they went to go see Come From Away. Their ticket. They went to go see Come From Away at City Springs Theater. And there's some brochures. There's an annual guide. And their little...
Who brought that?
I don't know. I'm looking to see if there's a name in here. But...
I forgot.
Deborah Bowman.
Oh!
Okay. So... there she is in the program.
Deborah Bowman is the daughter of our friend Sandy Watson, wife of the late great Jim Watson.
So this must have come from Sandy.
Yeah.
But this is cool.
Sandy, I'm sorry.
But there she
I'm
is.
a putz.
She what else she play? She played Diane and Others. Oh, that's an excellent part.
She was in what was that movie?
That god awful Francis Ford Coppola thing.
His passion project.
Megalopolis.
Because it's on here on her. On
Actually
her bio.
watched that thing.
But that's
Did
cool.
you?
Yeah. That is cool. So I want to say thank you for that because this is neat. I'll have to read this because it's the program from when they went to see it, and then she's marked there in the program.
And let me just say this: Sandy Watson's a goddess.
She is awesome.
Thank you, Sandy. This is very cool.
Let's say hello to T-Spirit. It'd be great to hear from some people, to talk to people on the phone today. I don't care what you want to talk about. Call us. Hey, T-Spirit, how are you?
Hey, Greg Goodell, I'm doing fine. More importantly, how are you?
That's a good question.
That's a loaded question. He's
Well,
not wearing
we'll
women's
leave it
underwear, I can
later.
tell you that.
No.
Well, I can see, and that was the main reason that I was calling. How long has the internet been out?
Our internet?
How long have we known that every time we put a photo of ourselves out on the internet, it's there forever?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
How
yeah.
long have we known that whenever we take a photo and we send it to somebody, it goes out over the world? How long have we known that?
That's why you only take photos and send them that are bomb.
Yeah, and that's also why I'm very careful about what I put on Facebook.
Not me. I'm a reckless old man, and I put whatever the hell I want on the internet.
There's a lot of
because I'm too old to care.
Yeah, I've taken a lot of pictures of grandchildren, but very few of them have made it to the World Wide Web because I know that once it goes on the World Wide Web, it's going to be there forever.
A bunch of weirdos out there.
Yeah, a bunch of weirdos out there.
Here is a man who married into politics. He
Yep.
knew she was into politics. And he pulls a stunt like this.
Mm-hmm.
And she is stupid enough not to immediately divorce him when she finds out that it's fair. She's not protecting herself and she's not protecting her constituents. by allowing this kind of trash to be on the internet?
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me.
I got
How stupid do you have to be?
I got a feeling T. Spear, he really likes the attention. That's why he does it.
Well, he may like the attention, but he be having the attention at somebody else's house. He would not be putting his feet under my house, under my table.
The part that would tick me off the most is that he paid thousands of dollars to other women online.
Yeah.
For their attention.
That's crazy.
Well,
So it wasn't like they were
sorry.
indulging him. They were just, what?
I don't know what exactly it was.
Is this like OnlyFans
That's somebody
stuff?
that has way too much money and not much sense.
Let me look up the article that I read earlier.
But, T. Spear, people just do stupid things. And it tends to be people who have more money and, than they
They can buy a higher level of
It's
stupid.
because they get bored doing regular stuff. And they think they can get away with whatever.
I think T. Spear is being attacked by her dogs.
Well, that's somebody that thinks they're going to walk in my house without me knowing about it.
Yeah.
God.
That's a good
Let me
reason to
get out
have
of here.
dogs, though.
I missed that.
That's a very good reason to have dogs because they're the best burglar alarms, let me tell you.
No kidding.
And there are two vehicles that just drove by my house. Anyway, the other thing is I have a bone of contention to pick with you and Pamela.
Okay.
Ready?
Ugh.
Not all Subaru owners are gay.
No, what?
Oh,
I
not all
love
Subaru
my
owners are
Subaru
gay.
Alpha.
No,
Oh.
Subaru
I
is an
love my
elite
Subaru.
vehicle. Subarus are awesome. It just does happen to be the state vehicle of Vermont lesbians.
Well,
That's a known thing.
Love mine.
Hey,
And I got mine from Ingram's, and I tell you what, that has been the best vehicle I've ever owned.
T. Spear, you're not the only one.
Jack Ingram.
When my stepson was in college, I bought him a Subaru from Jack Ingram that had been traded in by a Marine who literally logged every mile on that vehicle, where he went, when he got it serviced. It was, I've never seen a vehicle. He gave me a logbook of services and everything. So
That's cool.
It's a fine car, but they do tend to be
Oh,
owned by-
I love mine. And like I said, Jack Ingram does such a good job of making sure that when you get a vehicle from them, you get something that is absolutely top-notch vehicle. Could not ask for a better deal. You did great, Greg.
Thank you.
You're welcome. But anyway, to go back to this fool, here it is. You never, ever, never, never, ever put anything on the internet that you do not want somebody to find out.
Amen,
Because
sister.
it doesn't matter how deeply it's buried, they're going to find it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And to do what he did, he's stupid, and he would be somebody else's problem tomorrow morning.
Yep.
He would not be mine, and I would publicly do it. I would not be very quiet. Oh, let me get a divorce without anybody knowing about it.
Well,
Oh, no.
Christy herself
Oh, no.
is keeping a low profile because of her exit and that whole thing with the ad campaign. And I'm very disappointed in her judgment.
Oh, you and me both.
I liked her. I saw her possibly as a future president at one point. Not anymore.
Well, I saw her as future something doing really good. But that ad campaign, that deep fixed any respect for her that I had.
Yeah.
I have absolutely none. She knew better than that.
Yeah, absolutely.
She
Thank you
knew
for
better than that.
the call,
And
T.
she
Spear.
needs to repay it. Thanks, guys. Keep up the good work.
Well, that's a heck of an order. Repay,
I wish we did.
what was it, $220 million?
Yep.
Where?
That's a lot of money.
It is 3:37 on News Talk 93.1 FM, so we will have the movie Maven at 3:35. Well, that'll be a surprise to her and us.
Yeah.
Because it's already 3:37, so that can't happen.
Yeah, I actually have a
5:35.
list of topics that we can jump into if you want to. We can talk about theater in the river region. We can talk about something I saw about the No Kings protest that I thought was a very interesting revelation.
Yeah,
we can talk about Project Hail Mary.
No King's protests are a joke.
Well, here's the funny part. This is what this person came up with. They said, look, all these people came together on the same day at the same time to do this No Kings protest, right?
Right.
These are the same people they're saying, oh, there's no way people can get together on the same day, the same time to vote in an election.
very, very picky and choosy about what people can and can't do. Isn't it amazing?
Yeah. So it's hypocritical. They're all saying, oh, there's no way you could do this, and yet here they are.
What they are is full of
Well, they're being manipulated. And there's people that, like, for instance, the people that were walking around New York City carrying the communist hammer and sickle flag. I'm like, okay, no, thank you. You're not just protesting
They have no idea
Trump.
what they're asking.
You're against our
That's
whole
so damn
democratic system, democratic republic. But yeah, it's just, the whole thing is just goofy. And you know what? They don't understand the fact that they have the freedom to do that. If there really was a king, if there really was a dictator, they wouldn't be doing that because they'd be rounded up and shot.
Yeah. Kind of like they did with the Olympians in Iran. They don't seem to make that connection. I don't know why. They're missing a brain synapse that does not connect. Before we go to the traffic dungeon.
Oh, yes, please.
Give it to me, give it to me.
The market finished up 1,200 points. That's
Wow.
people betting their money that things are about to change in Iran. I hope we see gas prices start to decline soon.
Yeah.
And that this thing, resolution is achieved. Cautiously optimistic. But the bad news on that, it may be up 1,200 points, but it's still down about 3,500 from its peak. So, but it'll get back.
Yeah.
Just like it did. Remember COVID when the lockdown started? The Dow was about 25 at that time, and I know it dropped briefly below 18,000. And before Trump left office, it had regained all of that and more.
Wow.
So, Brant McDonald will solve it all for us. He of Invista Advisors, a company ready to help you with your financial plans, to be available to ask questions when you have concerns in the news and you have money invested. 3870094. There isn't a single client of that firm that isn't there because they want to be. It's not a hard sell. They don't push. If you want to be with them, you'll make that call. Nobody's going to pressure you into doing it.
Yep.
3870094 for Invista Advisors. Brant McDonald has a great and bright group of people out there. Amazing place. Local news with Sky follows traffic. Here's Skipper.
Traffic continues to build this afternoon, especially East South Boulevard and I-65 and 85 through downtown Montgomery. All of our feeder roads outbound are beginning to load up a little bit more, and it's just going to get more busy before the afternoon is over. Keep it here. We'll update you right now. Actually looking pretty good all over the area. High school students, Trenton State Community College dual enrollment program lets you earn college credit while you're still in high school. Take the first step towards your college journey. Go to TrentonState.edu for more information. Buckle up. Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch Traffic.
News is brought to you by Bath Innovations. Call Bath Innovations today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, these are today's top stories. A 2-week operation led to more than 60 arrests in Montgomery after the FBI joined state and local police for Operation Southern Star. The FBI announced the arrest Monday, stating the operation was aimed at crushing violent crime in Montgomery. Overall, the group made 63 arrests with 40 drug seizures and 52 guns recovered. A local man has died from his injuries after he was struck by a car last week in Montgomery. The accident happened early Tuesday morning in the area of West South Boulevard and Rosa Parks Avenue, where 22-year-old Dreshawn Thomas was hit by a vehicle. Thomas died of his injuries at a local hospital on Sunday. The FCS Kickoff Classic will no longer be played at Montgomery's Crampton Bowl. The event is leaving the capital city, concluding a tenure that began in 2017. Officials cited declining attendance and difficulty scheduling regional teams. The ESPN featured game was played on the Saturday before Week 1 of the college football season. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
Bath Innovations of Alabama can replace your old bathtub with a low-step shower featuring built-in seating, secure grab bars, and slip-resistant flooring, often installed in as little as 1 day. Call Bath Innovations of Alabama today to schedule your free in-home consultation.
Attention River Region business owners. Local counties are now inspecting and enforcing backflow prevention requirements. Headley Plumbing is fully certified to install, repair, and test backflow preventers, helping you stay compliant and avoid costly violations. We've been serving the River Region for decades with dependable professional service you can trust. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the River Region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
Alabama weather will never fail to surprise you. Our lawns hardly get a chance to have any downtime, and as usual, it's already time to start getting ready for spring. This year, save the hard work and aggravation and call Alabama Lawns, the River Region's leader in weed control and fertilization services. What makes Alabama Lawns the River Region's best? It's the people. They have the experience, education, and commitment to customer satisfaction. Ask your neighbors. Alabama Lawns has been the Montgomery Advertiser's Reader's Choice Award winner 14 years in a row. The Alabama Lawn staff is made up of long-term employees and agronomy graduates, and the staff at Alabama Lawns attend annual continuing education classes. It pays to have someone that knows southern grass types and how to keep them green and flourishing. Call Alabama Lawns today at 272-7171 and let them show you real value in lawn maintenance service. Alabama Lawns, the company with black trucks and green lawns.
The employees of Adams Drugs would like to thank you for trusting us with your health care in 2025. We look forward to serving you and your family in 2026. You will continue to enjoy the same services such as immunizations, compounding, medication therapy management, delivery service, and wellness clinics, to name a few. Looking for that perfect gift for a loved one? Visit our Emily B. gift shop and find everything from Tyler candles to Scout bags. Gift wrapping is available. If you have not visited Adams Drugs and experienced the award-winning customer service, we ask you to consider us for your prescription care in 2026. We have 12 convenient locations to serve you in the River Region. 8 in Montgomery, 1 in Wetumpka, Prattville, Millbrook, and Pine Level, Marbury. Please find us at adamsdrugs.net for the location that is nearest to you. Adams Drugs is your local, independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care.
If you're on a budget and trying to feed your family inexpensively, Pizza Perfect has the deal for you. In March, get a free 2-topping medium pizza with the purchase of any large pizza. Pizza Perfect's buffet includes pizza as well as spaghetti, breadsticks, salad, dessert, and drink, only $13. Buffet is available Monday through Saturday for lunch and for dinner on Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday. Available for pickup and delivery as well. 2-topping medium pizza free with the purchase of any large pizza in March at Pizza Perfect, Coliseum Boulevard, Eastbrook.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this, listen close, you get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. As March comes to an end and April begins, we've got some very nice temperatures to talk about. Even the nights are milder. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low temperature in the lower 60s. April begins on a warm note, feeling more like May with a high temperature in the middle 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday as well. And again, a few spotty afternoon and evening showers and storms at random, but they will be few and far between. A little more concentrated over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
CB&S Bank, serving families and communities since 1906. Proud to be named 16th best performing bank nationally in their asset category by American Banker. Learn more at cbsbank.com. CB&S Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
All the headlines the mainstream media won't touch. Your News Talk station. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Last week they came out, I think it's Wallet Hub that does the list. They came out with another stupid list of America's happiest cities. Fargo, North Dakota was number 1.
Okay. Why?
More wood chippers? I have no idea.
I guess because you shut up 6 months of the year because of the snow.
Could be that. Yeah.
Now we up here
Yeah.
and we're good old homebodies.
But Menthol Meredith, our heavy chain smoking friend,
Southern goddess,
and political commentator, would like to share her thoughts on this list. Here's menthol. May I call you menthol?
Well, did y'all hear about how they ranked the happiest cities in the U.S.? It's a bunch of lies, though, because one of them was Fargo. Now, I ain't never been, but anywhere that gets so cold you can't dress like a hoochie mama is not gonna make me happy. They picked them cities based on stupid crap like physical fitness and divorce rates. Honey, I get winded when I do self-checkout at Walmart, and I've been divorced a good 7 or 8 times, and I am 9 margaritas deep, happy every dang day. Okay, y'all, I gotta go. My trucker friend is letting me tan on top of his 18-wheeler so I can be closer to the sun. Try doing that in stupid old Fargo.
I got to ask William B. if that's a thing. Do women actually climb 18-wheelers while they're parked at a rest stop and sun themselves up there because it's closer? They had to come from somewhere.
That's an interesting topic. I wonder if there are women that throw themselves at men in trucks just because they're driving a truck and they just think it's cool.
I've heard stories, but none that I can verify. Well, Pamela, there are women that throw themselves at all kinds of specific types of men.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But, truckers are, they're self-employed, many of them. They usually are making a lot of money. They're reliable people,
Steady.
Yeah. They like to go to Denny's,
I just never heard of, that the top of an 18-wheeler is a superior tanning bed than other things.
Right.
Hey,
maybe better than the parking lot it's parked in.
Yeah,
but
I don't think so.
Before I forget, we have an event tomorrow night at Baumhauer's, and after this event, we're going to be pausing our Wednesday night gatherings at Baumhauer's. So this will be the last one for a while.
Yep.
Rich Thomas's 10-year anniversary with Blue Water Broadcasting.
Hard to believe. That's
It
hard
is.
to
You know, when I first came to town, I asked who are the players, who are the big names in local media.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fast way to learn who's who. And of course, his was among the very first to come out as a local star. I never met him or even crossed paths with him until November 1st, 2014. And it's funny, we both saw each other at the same event, but both of us were too shy to go over and say hello. So we never really made contact.
Yeah.
He seemed like a really nice guy. And then, of course, we had, in the history of my almost 21 years now, the single dumbest decision made by any media entity, which was for Channel 12 to terminate its contract. Which it's going on all over the country with long-term personalities, because the media is in a self-inflicted death spiral.
Yeah.
They don't know how to counter-program or to counteract the competing forms of media.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of developing people that might have a chance to build a following, that might have a different kind of idea, because that's ultimately how you win, they're just happy with mediocrity that is okay with being paid a mediocre salary just to be on TV.
Well,
but being on TV is no big deal anymore. It's just not.
Yeah. And their whole idea is that, we got to cut costs. We got to cut costs. The first thing they look at is, let's cut personnel. This person's making a whole lot of money. We can hire somebody cheaper than him right out of school. Let's get rid of them. And that's not fair. It's not fair to your employees, and it's not fair to the amount of time they put in your organization working for you to just say, well, see ya.
Well, in 21 years here,
Yeah.
Hey, hold on.
that would rank as one of the top 5 times the audience for this show was in a state of rage.
Yeah.
And I remember I had no real direct connections at Channel 12, but call after call after call, people steaming mad. What are they, this is Rich Thomas.
Well, because he was in their living room every night. They turned in every night to see what the weather was going to be.
Yeah.
They trusted him.
And especially during severe weather situations.
Yeah.
So it finally reached the point, I think it was sometime in the second day, I said, look, I get it. I don't understand this either, but I don't want to accuse the company of something.
Right.
And put myself at risk there.
Right.
Let's just call it a really bad decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
But man, the phones just rang nonstop when word of that, and that story circulated at warp speed.
Yeah.
So little did I know that it would play to our benefit, because our boss is a smart guy. He says, wow, we got a chance to grab a legacy local personality and incorporate him into Blue Water Broadcasting. That deal got done quickly.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know how some of the people in our business get to be in it because of the way they treat it or the way they ruin it.
Right.
But ultimately, what's going to save all local media are people that are worth tuning into. Now, I don't happen to be one of them, but Pamela is. She
I
draws a
disagree
crowd
with
at
you on
every
that. So many people, you are a big part of their day when they're waking up and when they're going home. You become a part of
they get
people's
sick of me.
routine in life.
I've been around so long now. It's like a piece of furniture. I'm comfortable.
You're like a pair of slippers. It's just nice to just slip your feet into.
Look who's on the phone. It's Billy.
Billy!
Hey, Greg.
Don't
Hey.
be a
Hope y'all
hero.
doing well, fellas. Hey, listen, you hit the nail on the head with Rich Thomas. And I can say, Greg, I remember when you first started here in Montgomery, and I was going through a really crazy time in my life. And man, it was you in the mornings that got me through my day every day. And when Rich came along, and I'm going to be honest. Look at WSFA TV today. What a train wreck that whole place is. Rich would never be happy there. And so, God works things out for a reason. And Rich is at the right place where he needs to be. He is, I think, listening to him in the mornings with you during the show, he seems at peace. He's calm. He's doing exactly what he's doing, and he's good at it. And y'all are blessed to have him. But
we're blessed to have each other. I mean, we become best friends. We have so many things that we're mutually interested in. It's great to work with your pal 3 hours a day.
Well, WSFA just had a list of people, some superstars, Dan Atkinson, Phil Snow with the sports. That's somebody who got done wrong. You need to look how Phil Snow was treated.
That's a story I don't know.
Yeah, and he was phenomenal. Not only with WSFA, but with Auburn Football Network, how they did him. But keep up the good work, and just let Rich know we all love him. And man, we go to war if something happened to Rich. I guarantee you we would.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that was the vibe I got back when that change was made by WSFA. And tomorrow night's a great night to come out and say hello, and I'm going to get some refreshments out there.
Well, and tell him thank you. 'Cause
Yeah.
He works his butt off. He really does.
His biggest
he's amazing.
His biggest fault, and I don't mean to be talking out of school here, his biggest fault is that he cares too much.
Yeah.
He takes it very personally. And when there's a situation that affects people, when property is destroyed, when people are hurt or killed, he wears that. And I don't know how to get him to not wear that. It's not his fault, obviously, but he'll think about maybe something I could have done differently that would have saved that person.
Yeah.
Billy, thanks for a great call.
Greg, and I tell you one more person y'all need to think about and mention his name, and he's gone. He's left this world, but Matt Bamberg, he was phenomenal. And
Heard a lot of great things about Matt Bamberg.
Oh, yes, he was great. But Y'all have a good afternoon. Thank y'all.
Thank you. Well, wrapped up
Thanks,
our first
Joey.
hour, boys and
Good.
girls.
That was good. That was good.
So let's assess. Did we accomplish anything of?
Hey, we ate a donut.
Oh,
Those donuts are very good.
the donuts.
The
That was like
crispy
I have a problem with craving sweets.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I tried to behave on the way in and not stop at the gas station like I did yesterday for a Milky Way bar, which cost $5.
You're kidding me.
$5 for the double Milky Way.
Dang.
That's ridiculous.
Well, chocolate prices are going up. Yeah.
It's the convenience stores. They do that because they know they can get away with it.
Yeah.
What are you going to say? No thanks, and I'm going to drive another mile to find it for 20 cents less? Nobody.
Yeah.
I paid it grudgingly. Yeah. I gave them a face at the counter. It's a ridiculous price. All right. Interesting thing about March 31st. I'm going to do this again this afternoon because I would like people to know
the 31st.
There's two things about today's date. First,
Tonight's the night. Tonight's the night. Because tonight, we're going at it tonight.
tonight's the night. If you want to have a baby on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, your best time to conceive that child is this evening.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
why that lovely segue of songs about tonight.
Interesting.
All right. So.
But then, and this is a very common situation, there are guys that are dreading tonight because there might be what you call sexpectations, and they don't feel confident that they can deliver.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that is a metastasizing mental issue that can shut you completely down. Stop it. That's like the old Bob Newhart bit when he plays a shrink. Stop it. Take a proactive action and call 334-440-3663 and talk to these amazing people at Montgomery Men's Health, because you're only living with that condition by choice when there are great options available. First of all, symptoms like fatigue, barely enough energy to get through the day, much less exercise or have fun beyond that, those can be signs of low T, low testosterone. A $99 test will determine your number, and if it's low, here's the great news. It can be fixed and fixed quick. And it's such a rejuvenating process at Montgomery Men's Health because it makes you feel really alive and back in it instead of just getting through it. Big difference. If you think that ED and issues of that nature, first of all, they're very common, but you'll see a lot of garbage, and that's what it is. Chemical, it's barely legal, but it's chemical garbage that makes promises that can't be kept online. Don't fall for that stuff. There are real medical solutions available that don't include pills at Montgomery Men's Health that you might want to ask about. And other issues that are not widely advertised, that they work. So get your confidence back, get your energy back, and get your life back. One phone call, 440-3663 in the 334 area code, or do a little exploration online at MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com. That's MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
Traffic is brought to you by Skipper Pools. Skipper Pools for weekly service, equipment and liner replacements, and a sparkling pool all year. 356-0237. Skip the rest. Call the best. Skipper Pools.
All right, he's got traffic. Salem Radio Network News in a couple of minutes.
Well, we have an accident this afternoon on Vaughn Road in front of the Publix. Please use caution there. Light to mostly moderate building traffic everywhere else. Beginning to get very busy now on I-65 and 85 and East and East-South Boulevard, our busiest spots at the moment. Keep it here. We'll update you if any other accidents happen to slow you down. Great shopping at Premier Place. Shop Beals, Michaels, GameStop, Landmark, and more. Premier Place in Prattville, another great McClinton & Company development. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
Starting a business shouldn't feel overwhelming. At Janneycom Gulf Coast, we give you a clear, proven path to ownership. You receive guaranteed initial counts, local support, and the training you need to succeed from day one. For over 35 years, we've helped people turn steady careers into thriving businesses, and you could be next. Start your journey today at JannyKingCleans.com.
I'm back to doing what I love and more, thanks to the Good Feet store.
I suffered with plantar fasciitis for almost 20 years. I would try drugstore insoles and supports.
If you suffer with plantar fasciitis, we know the search for pain relief can feel like a hopeless ordeal.
I've been through surgeries, foot injections. I thought that foot pain was going to be with me for the rest of my life.
At the Good Feet store, we hear stories every day of all kinds of cheap inserts, expensive shoes, and other failed remedies people have tried that just didn't work.
I was trying all different things. Not a single one worked. And then I was driving past the Good Feet store, and I thought, why not? Give it a try. They wanted to make sure that they gave me the right arch support for my feet. Then it was like, okay, this is different. These make a difference.
I'm so glad I met Good Feet. It changed my life.
Don't lose hope. Give the Good Feet store a try.
We're located at 7341 East Chase Parkway in the shops at East Chase. Now hiring.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
This is not headline news. It's National Prom Day. Most can't wait to see what kind of dress Bill Belichick's girlfriend is going to wear. Tom Cruise may be the villain in the upcoming Miami Vice movie. Most don't see him playing a bad guy, other than his daughter. A screenwriter has been hired for the last Fast and Furious movie. I see his name is Al. Wait, maybe that's an AI. Laura Dern will star in a drama about the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Spoiler alert, it ends with a war in Iran. And AC/DC guitarist Angus Young turns 71 today. 71 is also the number of songs he's written that sound exactly the same. This is not headline news.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
With SRN News, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The Iran war has pushed the price of gas, the average price for a gallon of gas, just above $4, and that is the highest has been in almost 4 years. There was a little bit of relief today in oil prices, and that led to something of a surge on Wall Street at the closing bell. The Dow Jones Industrial Average was up by 1,125 points, the Nasdaq up 795, and the S&P 500 gained 184 points. Consumer confidence edged higher in March, despite soaring energy prices brought on by the war. The Conference Board said today its Consumer Confidence Index was up modestly to 91.8 on its scale. That's up from a reading of 91 in February. U.S. job openings fell slightly last month to 6.9 million, another sign of sluggishness in the American labor market. This is SRN News.
A sacred season is approaching, a time to remember God's deliverance, the night he brought his people out of bondage and into freedom, Passover. This year, many of God's people will observe Passover under the shadow of war. Across Israel, red alert sirens pierce the air. Families rush to shelters with just seconds to spare. The elderly fear they'll be left behind. Parents hold frightened children as explosions shake the night. Sleeplessness and uncertainty are now part of daily life there. But Passover reminds us that God hears the cries of his people and answers with love and compassion. That's why the International Fellowship of Christians and Jews is on the ground in Israel, providing food and emergency supplies, equipping bomb shelters, and caring for the elderly and Holocaust survivors, bringing comfort and safety to God's children. Join Christians around the world in praying for Israel during this sacred Passover season, asking God to bring protection, comfort, and peace to the Holy Land. Stand with Israel in prayer today by visiting supportifcj.org. That's supportifcj.org.
Reminder, watch out for this guy.
Real men of genius.
Real men of genius.
Today we
salute you, Mr. Gullible April Fool's Guy.
Mr. Gullible April Fool's Guy.
Only you would continue to fall for the same practical jokes year after year without ever consulting a calendar.
I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
From whoopee cushions to hand buzzers, you couldn't be an easier target if you had a bullseye tattooed to your forehead.
I didn't see it coming now.
You'll need a filing cabinet for all the Kick Me signs stuck to your back this year. You might consider a Kick Me floppy disk to save paper.
I think this joke has run its course now.
So go ahead, run to the toolbox and look for a left-handed hammer or an open-end socket. Tell the folks at Jiffy Lube your car is low on blinker fluid. Because after all, without you, it would just be April 1st.
Mr. Gullible April Fool's Guy.
All right, it is 4:08 in big important stories. I love the fact that Trump told France and England, kiss off. You're not helping us in Iran. And by the way, nobody's happy about the jump in gas prices, but it's worse over there.
Yeah.
I mean, they really do kind of have an interest in, getting the Strait of Hormuz secured and open. But no, because they're not free countries anymore. Creeping socialism and short memories. It's like the story of the guy that went to Paris for the second time, and they asked to see his passport.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, the last time I was here, they didn't ask for my passport. When was that? D-Day. Well, you guys were sitting with de Gaulle hiding in England and Marshal Pétain goose-stepping with the Nazis. We were the guys. It's not even worth.
Yep.
It's certainly worth remembering the men that did it.
And you think about it, they've done it to themselves because for years, decades, they've had that open border policy where they just let refugees come streaming in. And now they're reaping.
I see people all over the internet trying to say, hey, wake up, folks. Islam. You see what's going on here?
Mm-hmm.
In both Queens, I believe it was. No, Brooklyn. It was prayer time or whatever, and they shut down streets and intersections so they could. I'm sorry.
Right where they were standing. Yep.
Why is somebody not? Don't they have to get permits like Christian groups or Jewish groups or anybody else if you're going to ask permission to use a street for something personal?
You're supposed to.
That is public property. It is not your outdoor church. And what's happening, you got to look for guys like Paul Joseph Watson online in England who are telling what's going on there.
Yeah.
They're virtually untouchable. People that say something negative about Islam on Facebook are in jail. But they're the gang rapes and the behavior that goes on, it's just unbelievable. Churchill would be spinning in his grave. And of course, he was never a fan of Islam anyway. And they're doing it here. They're doing it here. Who would have thought after 9/11, oh, you're an Islamophobe. Well, guess what? People that fly airplanes full of people into crowded buildings, that's the leading cause of Islamophobia. And if you don't like it, kiss my ass.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? I mean, what has to happen before you understand it's an ideology, not a religion? And it's happening everywhere. I think Texas is trying to stop.
Well, good luck.
Yeah.
I wish them luck because that's going to be difficult. Once it starts, it's very, very hard to stop it. And that's the problem Minnesota's got right now. You've got so many people that have come in there, and now they're entrenched, and now they're fighting to stay.
I heard Somalia wants us to extradite Ilhan Omar there.
I saw something about that too.
I don't know why. Why haven't we done anything? That's what I want to know.
Mm-hmm.
Because we don't. Look who's in charge of all that.
I mean,
maybe we should come up with a GoFundMe to buy a one-way ticket. I bet they would contribute really fast to that one.
They'd buy an airplane. Here. Keep the airplane. Just get the hell out.
Let's buy a catapult or a rocket ship. We'll just put her on our own.
Did you
rocket
see the
ship.
guy that's running for Senate in Michigan? El Fayed, I believe is his name.
Oh, yeah.
He refused to say anything negative about the first dead Ayatollah. He says there are people in Michigan who are very sad about this. Really? Well, how about if you lead the charge to take them all back?
Yeah.
So if it's so wonderful, if that's the kind of leadership you idolize, up your ass! That is not going to work in America. Keep thinking, talk about Civil War, and it'll be a race war, it'll be this war or that war. I'm not so sure.
It's not going to be a race war.
It's not going to be a race war. It's going to be a culture war. It's going to be. No, we don't want to follow your rules. We want to follow our own rules.
And what are the Democrats bringing to the table these days? I keep hearing they're going to wipe out the Republicans in the midterms, and they may very well. But with what?
They're not doing
What are the Republicans? They can't, between the two parties, 99% of them are worthless. They can't even take an 80-20 issue and give America what it wants, which is voter ID. And the Republicans are the worst for this.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't suspend the filibuster. They couldn't do what they needed to do to get it done. And guess what the first thing the Democrats are going to do, should they get back into power in the Senate, is they'll kill the filibuster, and they'll get through things.
They will try to impeach Donald Trump yet again.
For what? What are they going to get him for this time? Oh, some a-hole judge says, stop building that ballroom.
Did you hear he had to admit that they're building a military intel facility underneath it, basically?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
There in the White House, it does make sense.
It already had a bunker underneath it anyway. So they're just
making it more useful.
Modernizing it.
Yeah.
But he did have to come out and admit that.
Well, good. But it's not costing taxpayers anything.
Nope.
No.
He says Congress has to approve it. Why? Why does Congress have to approve it? They're not appropriating any money.
Nope, they're not. And it's improving the functionality of the building because they did not have a space where they could have a big dinner.
Now, if he was
They
building
had
a
to
Somali
tent
daycare center in the White House, there'd be no trouble.
Well,
No, that's when they would go anti.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you want to hear something funny?
Please.
Completely off topic.
Okay.
It is, politics adjacent. It's about Andrew Cuomo.
Oh.
What's he up to now?
I saw him in my Facebook memories because it was 6 years ago today that he was in a pandemic news conference and it looked like he had nipple piercings.
Oh, I remember that.
You remember that?
I remember that too.
Yeah.
But people are like, what is that?
He was wearing a white polo shirt and it was, what are those, sir?
Very revealing.
Do you remember the smitten women who call themselves Cuomo-sexuals?
Yes.
God.
Hey.
Oh, goodness.
When we come back, we're going to take a quick break for traffic and weather. And don't forget, Rich's 10-year anniversary celebration tomorrow night at Baumhauer's on the Boulevard.
Woohoo!
Adam Sandler has come up with the best idea of the year, and you'll hear about that. shortly. Right now, 4:16. Here's traffic.
We had an accident a little earlier. Vaughn Road in front of Publix. Please use caution there. Other than that, light to mostly moderate building afternoon traffic. Interstates, boulevards, all of our feeder roads out are beginning to get more and more cars headed out of Montgomery. Keep it here. We'll update you if any new accidents happen. McKinnon Toyota has all the specials from Toyota plus small town service, and they're family owned. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Toyota, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up with the J. Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
We get this question all the time.
Do you handle that?
Buying or selling a home?
Yes.
Commercial?
Yes.
Land or investments?
Absolutely. Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. One team.
Every real estate move. 334-322-0000.
662.
Welcome to Eclectic Coins, Montgomery's largest coin dealer, specializing in buying and selling investment-grade gold and silver coins. And they have a large selection of rare coins and coins from around the world. Visit them at 543 Northeastern Boulevard or on the web at eclecticcoins.com. Eclectic Coins, where collectors who know go.
If you own a home and need cash, you can unlock thousands of dollars from your home equity quickly and easily. Call LendGo today at 888-407-7095. At LendGo, you can find out how much cash you could get with a home equity loan in just 2 minutes. It's free, there's no obligation, and it won't affect your credit score. Use the money for anything. Pay off high-interest debt, make home improvements, or just give your budget some breathing room. Best of all, you keep your low mortgage rate while you're getting the cash you need. See how much you can get today. Call 888-407-7095. That's 888-407-7095. Or visit lendgo.com. That's LENDGO.com. Homeowners nationwide are doing it. Now it's your turn. Call 888-407-7095 today. LendGo, where homeowners go to get cash. 888-407-7095.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network, brought to you by Montgomery Paint and Body. From little fender benders to total body repair, MPB will fix it good as new, maybe better. For 4 decades, the Turner family has been getting you back on the road. Call 279-7325.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. As March comes to an end and April begins, we've got some very nice temperatures to talk about. Even the nights are milder. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low temperature in the lower 60s. April begins on a warm note, feeling more like May with a high temperature in the middle 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday as well. And again, a few spotty afternoon and evening showers and storms at random, but they will be few and far between. A little more concentrated over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Delray Publix.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
I wish you could just shut your big yapper!
We get Montgomery talking 24 hours a day. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
No stunting tomorrow for April Fool's Day on this radio station. I will not do it. I'm not in the mood.
Okay.
I've done some good ones over the years.
Really?
Yeah.
Like the spaghetti trees that the BBC did one year.
That's a
classic.
You want to know how stupid I was as a kid? I saw that. It was on The Tonight Show.
Mm-hmm.
I was a kid, and I'm looking at these trees that are growing tons of spaghetti. And I remember saying to my father, I didn't know that's how they made spaghetti. And I don't know if he wanted to disown me or what, but he just let me continue to believe it. Like I said, I was a dopey little kid, 23, 24, something like that. But 1 year, see, did I ever tell you the lame ass story about my female news partner?
I don't know.
Which one? There's been a couple.
Yeah.
And there was one that like accosted you in the studio. Is saying, "Come here, honey, let's do the deed."
Well, that was when I was really new in the business. I was only 19 years old, and this old lady, 27 years old, attacked me cougared me in the music library. We used to have a music library, a whole room with walls of albums,
carts. Yeah,
and she tried to do that to me.
Hmm.
So,
and of course, being the young virtuous man you are, you said, "I'll think about it."
No.
He said no.
No,
Run
27.
away.
That's gross, man. I mean, that's she's old enough to be my sister.
She could teach you a few things.
You're really trying to sell this chick to me, aren't you? He's trying hard to sell the chick.
Anyway, what about the other news?
No, I had a very hot newswoman on my morning show, and she was part of the fun. So we decided one year that we would. If you're going to really do a great April Fool's, you got to start way ahead.
Yeah.
So about the middle of March, we started kind of flirting a little more openly.
Oh.
We let it drop. We planned things like we had dinner last night, and the partners, you guys went out to dinner? How come you didn't invite us? And I said, well, you might have ruined the mood. So, it didn't get graphic or gross.
Yeah.
But it was obvious something was happening.
Yeah.
So, we had a promotion on March 31st. It was on this date in 87 or 88.
Wow.
So, we told listeners, if you've been listening, you may have noticed that Joanne and I are
friendly.
Yes. And we have a surprise for you. So come to the Marriott in downtown Miami tonight and become part of our very special evening.
Oh
my gosh.
Oh my.
All right. The joint is packed. This is a hotel with a large bar, and there's about 600 people in there, and I'd say about 90% of them were women.
Wow.
Oh, my goodness.
I never felt more naked in front of a group of women in my life than I did that night. So we come out. We're holding hands. And so Joanne and I invited you here tonight because, if you've been listening, you know, we've been seeing each other, and, well, we're in love. And the announcement is 1A, we've decided to get married.
Oh my gosh.
And the second part is we're going to get married right now.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
So the rest of the team came out, and my news partner, who is a great friend, we did the a brief but appropriate marriage, but we left it. I forget the exact vows, but we did it so that it wasn't quite
official.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then we left. We were going to go enjoy our honeymoon right here in the Marriott. So the next day, the rest of the crew comes back on the show. Well, if you didn't join us at the Marriott last night, here's what you missed. Those two got married. Right then and there in front of everybody. And the calls are coming in, and it's going crazy. So we're in the station building that morning.
Yeah.
And I'm starting to get the sense that this may not have been a good idea.
Uh-oh.
So they called us. I actually had a cell phone at that time, so they called in the cell phone, and we used it to pretend that on the air that they had reached the Marriott, give us room, whatever it was. And I answered the phone like, you do know last night was my honeymoon night. Why are you calling?
Mm-hmm.
Well, everybody's so happy and excited for you and blah, 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 blah. In the meantime, I'm walking towards the studio with the phone, and I just walked up to the mic and said, April Fool.
Oh.
The listeners did not. Some thought it was funny. But we had so suckered people in over 2 or 3 weeks.
They were
whatever it was.
emotionally invested, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
and,
my gosh.
And they did not like being fooled. Oh, my God. I got my ass chewed off by especially women.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah. Because you got their hopes up, Greg. They were like, this is great. It's romantic. It's this. And then you pulled the rug out from under them.
I think that's pretty funny.
It was very successful.
Memorable. It was memorable, that's for sure.
But man,
did you get hate calls for months after that? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they weren't just, God, you really had us, Greg. Ha ha ha. No, that was wrong. That was cruel.
How dare you?
Exactly.
Yeah.
We even had a "How dare you" T-shirt made to give away.
Yeah.
Because they were so
How
angry.
could you do that to that poor woman, Greg? Yeah, I'm sure that's what a lot of them were.
She would have loved it if it had stuck. I can tell you that now. But wow. So sometimes you can do it too well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And see, I'm just a little concerned. They're supposed to launch that rocket tomorrow, the Artemis 2, and it's on April the 1st, and I'm just thinking there's so many things that could go wrong.
Yeah.
So many things that can go wrong, and I'm just.
Well, you hope they make it and it's a success, but
I don't know. It's an odd day to do that on. You know, it's a very odd day.
The other favorite radio pastime is to change formats.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that tomorrow either, but we have a couple of those.
The best flute music from the 1800s to today. You're tuned to FLT, The Flute. The #1 station for the best flautists in the business. The Flute. And now back to the Flute Commute with Woody Wind.
You said you wanted more flute music on the radio, and we heard you. Hello, everyone. I'm Woody Wind, taking you through the next few hours. Coming up in our commercial-free flute block, flautists Lady Jean Galway, Emmanuel Pahoud, and an old favorite from the Highfalutin Fresno foursome. But first, let's go to Penelope on the flute phone.
Hi, Woody. I've been waiting since 8th grade band class to hear more flutes on the radio.
Yeah, we get that a lot.
I can't wait to hear more.
Well, you don't have to wait long, Penelope.
FLT.
Here's a flute favorite from the grandfather of flute, Johann Joachim Quantz. Only on the brand new FLT.
The Flute.
All right, that was one. Here's another one.
The best bagpipes of the 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. The Bag. The #1 at-work station for the best in bagpipes, The Bag. Now, back to Tam O'Shanter.
You said you wanted more bagpipe music on the radio, and we heard you. How you doing, everybody? It's Tam taking you through the next few hours. Coming up in a commercial-free bag block, the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards, an old favorite from the Highland Bagpipes. But first, let's go to Angus. He's holding on the bag line.
Listen to me, lad. I've been waiting my whole life for a station like this. This is great. It's my dream come true.
Glad you love it. What do you want to hear, bud?
I didn't give a crap as long as it's got bagpipes in it.
All right, we'll just stick around for that.
Good times and great bagpipes. Your home for continuous bagpipe favorites. Great piping is in the bag.
This one's for you, Angus. The Green Hills of Tyrol on your bagpipe station, The Bag.
And one year we actually did it many years ago with accordion music.
Yeah.
Went
yeah.
full.
Now, you know, they did have a bagpiper on D-Day. You remember that story, don't you? There was a Scottish regiment.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy was like, I'm going to play my troops onto the breach. And they're like, you're going to get shot at. And he's like, I don't care. I'm going to play my pipes. And it turns out the Germans were so freaked out, they thought he was insane. They didn't shoot at him because they were just like, this guy's nuts. We're just going to leave him alone. And he didn't get hit.
Now, something that could be, I would love to see the president do this. I think this is a brilliant solution and shuts up a lot of people. And Adam Carolla is the guy that came up with this idea.
Are you sharing something?
Yeah. I just wanted to check the audio to make sure it was on before I click the share button.
That's wise. That's very wise.
Yeah. once again, Adam Carolla solves a major problem for the Trump administration.
Shout out for Adam Carolla. I think he's onto something.
All the progressive politicians want to get rid of ICE, right? AOC, Kamala's like, oh, we're going to get rid of ICE. We got to rematch and everything. I don't get it. I like ICE. They do a job. We need them. Immigration, custom, enforcement. What's wrong with that? And I realized, I think it's the name. They don't like the name ICE. Sounds so cold, so personal. Remember Top Gun, Iceman? No one liked that guy. But I came up with a foolproof way to keep ICE. All we have to do is modify the name just a little bit. Just start it with the word national. National Immigration Custom Enforcement. Nice.
I like it.
Good luck at that rally, AOC, trying to abolish NICE. And it would be a great recruitment tool because you would get a windbreaker that read NICE agent on it.
I think it could
I
work.
love that.
Shout out for Adam Carolla. I think he's onto
One
something.
word. And make it the official title of the agency, national. I mean, that's totally appropriate for what they do.
That's funny.
That is a little masterpiece of comedic brilliance there.
That's good. Yep.
Supreme Court ended the ban on conversion therapy. I am sure that is...
It's in Colorado, I think, right?
Well, I believe it was designed to help people either return to or become heterosexual. I'm not really sure.
I don't know.
Because things were very different not that many years ago. I mean, it was all of these proclivities were in the DMV as mental illnesses. Can't have that. They ruled 8-1 that I wonder who the one was. Let's see if it was Ketanji.
I don't know.
Because she's dumber than a box of hammers. In an 8-1 ruling that the Colorado ban on conversion therapy for counselors unlawfully regulates speech and its viewpoint discrimination. Justice Gorsuch, a President Trump appointee, issued the majority opinion. Justices Elena Kagan and Sotomayor, both appointees of President Barack Obama, issued concurring opinions. Once again, only Justice Ketanji Brown Jackson. Dumbass.
You were right.
She's the sole holdout on almost all the 8-1 decisions. The case involved a challenge to a Colorado law that allows licensed counselors to address issues of sexuality and gender only from the state's approved perspective. That's scary. The state approved perspective. In other words, you're only allowed the law of Colorado to have one opinion. So good. If people decide they'd like to do something different, they should have the option of getting professional help that does not have a viewpoint based on what the damn governor of Colorado says you can and can't say or think. And you're having no King's parades to protest Donald Trump? Talk about, war chest. He's now the top story on NewYorkPost.com. Christy Noem's
boy.
hubby. Shocking pictures of Christy Noem's cross-dressing husband flaunting giant fake bosom revealed a sparking grave security concerns.
So what does he do for a living? I mean,
I think insurance or something.
how are they thinking that this is a grave security concern?
I don't know that.
Because they could blackmail Kristi Noem, maybe, or something. I don't know.
Exactly. You can't have somebody in a high security position like that in a place they could be compromised. Because if you don't do what we tell you, we're going to let this story out, and everybody's going to know you were married to a super perv or whatever. I mean, I'm just speculating openly here.
Yeah.
They also today
Super perv.
the case before the Supreme Court on birthright citizenship.
after accidents happen. At Thompson Tractor, they don't just support your business, they keep it moving forward. Their new service commitment includes next-day parts and 2-day repairs with their customer value agreement. This ensures you stay up and running without missing a beat. Visit ThompsonServicesCommitment.com for details. Buckle up with the Jay Montgomery Skywatch traffic.
News is brought to you by Budget Floors and More, your new best friend.
1819 News.
Today, March 31st, is the last day for applications to be submitted to the state of Alabama for families who want their school-age children to take part in the CHOOSE Act. This year, families must still meet a certain income qualification in order to take part in the school choice program. Those limits will be phased out in the years ahead. Families will have $7,000 placed into education savings accounts for their student so that they can enroll that student into a private or public school of their choice. The CHOOSE Act was first passed by the state legislature back in 2024 and is now entering its second year of implementation throughout the state. I'll be back with more Alabama stories after this.
Are you enjoying 1819 News? If so, consider joining 1819 News as a member. As a nonprofit news organization, we depend on the support of Alabamians like you. Memberships start out as little as $5 a month, and you'll get access to exclusive content only offered to our members. You'll be supporting independent journalism done by people who cherish Alabama values. Become a member today by visiting 1819news.com and clicking Become a Member. That's 1819news.com and click Become a Member today.
A second Alabama man has been arrested in the state of California for a murder that occurred this past January. Kenneth Maxwell of Midfield is the latest arrest. James Petrie of Birmingham was also arrested by police at the end of January. Both men are wanted for a shooting that occurred at an apartment complex in Murrieta that killed a man. Investigators say this case is being viewed as a murder-for-hire case. The city leaders of Arab say that they have now recovered $431,000 after it was first sent to an unauthorized bank account for a city construction project. The money was taken from the city through a scheme where impersonators pretended to be part of a construction company that was working on Arab's new recreation center. I'm Andrea Tice.
For more news affecting Alabamians, go to 1819news.com. And while you're there, subscribe to the daily newsletter.
Budget Floors and More has the best prices. Carpet as low as 69 cents per square foot. LVP starting at $1.29 a square foot. Sheet vinyl as low as 65 cents per square foot. And the lowest prices on flooring installation supplies. Budget Floors and More across from Del Rey to Publix.
Did you know Epicure and Jack's Tavern is also a butcher shop? Epicure and Jack's Tavern wet-age premium cuts in-house and hand-cut every steak themselves. That means you're eating the same quality beef restaurants brag about, because they are the ones cutting it. From ribeyes to fillets, this is craftsmanship you can taste. Epicure and Jack's Tavern, where the butcher and the steakhouse live under one roof.
For too long, Alabama's statewide news companies have shamed us for our conservative Christian values. Alabama deserves a news company that cherishes our culture, a company that isn't bought and paid for by the powers that be. 1819 News is that company. Run by Alabamians for Alabamians, 1819 News celebrates what is good and beautiful about our state, while exposing those who work against our values in secret. Just go to 1819news.com to learn more. Subscribe to our newsletter. That's 1819news.com.
Hi, this is Carl Schmidt, naturopath and owner of the Herb Shop. Listen every Saturday to Winning Wellness and learn from experts in different fields of science and technology how nutritional supplements can help you.
Listen to Winning Wellness every Saturday at 10 a.m.
Hey, this is Troop with Fairland Jewelers. I've been advertising at Blue Water for going on 3 years now. Since starting advertising at Blue Water, we have seen our business grow exponentially. And if you would like to see your business grow, I suggest advertising at Blue Water Broadcasting.
Radio reaches over 90% of everyone in the river region. Shouldn't your ads be out there where your customers are? Call us to find out more. Blue Water Broadcasting. Local folks helping local business.
The Rich Thomas Weather Network is brought to you by Earnest Financial.
If you're tired of losing your money in the stock market, call David Earnest, 334-279-7431. Earnest Financial, LLC.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. As March comes to an end and April begins, we've got some very nice temperatures to talk about. Even the nights are milder. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low temperature in the lower 60s. April begins on a warm note, feeling more like May with a high temperature in the middle 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday as well. And again, a few spotty afternoon and evening showers and storms at random, but they will be few and far between. A little more concentrated over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASE Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASE Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
If it concerns your community, you'll hear about it on News Talk 93.1. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
Welcome back at 4:47. Watch us on YouTube. Happy Hour with Greg and Pamela. And our special guest Tuesday sidekick, Master Thespian, who will be on the morning show with us Friday.
Oh, yeah.
Next week.
Next week.
That's going to be
get
fun.
up really early.
You sure you want to do it?
Yes, I want to do it.
If it's
I
easier.
may never ever do it again, but I'm going to do it once.
We have several great female sidekicks. I think we have Dana. I think we have Leah. I think we have. I got to reach out to Jessie.
Yeah, I bet Jessie Lynn could do it. She's got to work around her schedule, but I'd love to have her back on.
Somebody brought us an entire turtle cheesecake yesterday.
Wow.
Oh, my. Oh, my.
I have to ride that bike 50 miles a day to keep up with the goodies that come in here, including you today. Thank you, though. I needed something.
Yep.
And you just
it's
deliver. You are the miracle
Krispy
man.
Kreme does this from time to time. They did it a few years ago when the Pathfinder landed. They had a special Mars donut. So this is the Artemis 2 donut. They're doing it today and tomorrow. I don't know if they're going to do it anymore after tomorrow, but it's just a regular.
I had no
glazed
idea
donut
that so many rocket scientists were Krispy Kreme eaters. I mean, that's an interesting marketing idea.
Yeah.
I've been to Krispy Kreme once or twice. Bob is on the phone.
Bob. Hey, Bob.
Greg, if you don't remember this or have ever heard it, it goes back to probably the 60s, but you need to do Amazon Music and play this. This is your kind of music. It's called Third Rate Romance, Low Rent Rendezvous.
I love that song.
Yes, I remember that.
Third Rate Romance.
You need to play that. That is just so funny. I was thinking about that. Low Rent Rendezvous. He said, have you ever done this before? And she said, only a time or two. Hey, you got to pull it up sometime and play it, because it just had your name on it when I remember.
Are you inferring, sir,
You're low rent.
You're low rent.
that I've had third-rate romances?
Oh, yeah. Well.
You one or two, that's all.
I promise you, when I know I'm going to do my last show, I'm going to tell everything. I have boundaries, but I'm going out with a bang.
I was going to say, there's a lot of things out there you could tell.
Yes, there are.
I don't think you have that much time left to tell all that.
Thank you, Bob.
Bob, I enjoyed this call. I really did. You're funny.
Well, I thought, really I did. I thought about you. I said, that's Greg's got to do that.
I'll look into it.
Anyway,
Mr. Greg.
have fun.
Thank you,
Have
sir.
fun. You're welcome. Bye-bye.
Hey, here is breaking news, and it's good, and it's about Alabama.
Oh.
Shortwave, take it down, quick.
Will.
What's it say? Ah, shut up.
Mercedes-Benz has announced, and we can share this, that they are doing a $4 billion investment in an Alabama manufacturing
Holy
plant
cow.
to ease their tariff burden and surge production. See, all you anti-tariff heads, here's the idea. Rather than pay the tariffs, there is no tariff if they build here.
Yep.
Right.
Does everybody understand that? I mean, why is everybody... Well, because it's Trump, and if he likes tariffs, they're going to hate him no matter what good they may accomplish.
Exactly.
Yep. But that was the whole reason behind it anyways, get the industry back here to get Americans.
Right. Stimulate our economy.
Yeah.
Because under Obama, whoa, everybody's leaving. I mean, even Hershey Is there a product more American in its birth and continuing popularity than Hershey? But they moved their manufacturing to Mexico when he was president.
Yep. Well, it even goes all the way back to the Bushes with NAFTA. You know, NAFTA was a horrible, horrible idea.
Yeah. Well, that's what Democrats do. Horrible ideas.
Yeah.
And when you have the media championing your cause at every turn, and then, every so often we say, you know what, this is not really working out best for us, so let's go in the other direction. We'll give a Republican a chance. But we had all these milquetoast Republicans who weren't real conservatives and had no balls. And Donald Trump has them. And this is, I think, one of the biggest problems. There are so many people that can't deal with a tough boss.
Yeah.
Or a boss that has a certainty about knowing what he's doing.
Or a tough father. I mean,
that's what it stems from.
That's what it is that he's the daddy that's putting down the rules, and they don't like the rules.
Well, because kids are given too many choices now. Everything is a choice. They're not told to do anything. Like, if they say, no, I don't want to do that, or no, I don't want to eat that, then they're like, oh, well, what do you want to do instead? What can I make you instead?
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's take a
We're
look at
bending to the whims of children.
When I was growing
constantly.
up, I was told, what's on the plate is what you've got.
That's what I tell my daughter.
Or get nothing.
That's what I'm not a short order cook.
Yeah.
I'm not doing that. I mean, you're going to eat it.
Well,
if you're hungry, eat it. It's not like I'm serving, anything crazy.
But it's the idea that you're training your children to become future adults.
Exactly.
You're getting them to understand this is how life works.
Not everything is a choice.
Yeah, not
just
everything.
Just because you don't like it.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you're going to get your way.
Yeah, and not everything's free. And sometimes the things that you want, you're going to have to work for.
Yeah.
And it may take some time.
Or figure out how to just suck it up because
you're
you're not dealing with a real struggle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, kids don't have those capabilities anymore like they used to.
Anyway, sorry, we went on a tangent there.
No, I was just reading Elena Kagan, who is a liberal court justice appointed by Obama.
Yeah.
Ripped Ketanji a new one over her dissenting vote today.
Really?
Oh.
Because Ketanji Brown, whatever her name is, she doesn't belong on the Supreme Court. I remember Kennedy questioning her.
Yep.
What's a woman?
Yep. Yep.
You don't know? And you're going to be on the Supreme Court, and she is. We will never, ever make progress on racial issues until people are held accountable and evaluated in the light of day instead of, well, we got to make allowances for this and that, and stupid. This is how we end up with this.
Yeah.
And it'd be just our luck that she'll live another 50 years making stupid decisions on the Supreme Court. I don't think that would be good for business. I got to find what song is that Third Rate Romance?
Third Rate Romance.
Yeah,
but wait a minute.
Low-Rent Rendezvous. It's called Third Rate Romance.
But we can't play that without getting in trouble with YouTubes.
Right.
I don't want to get in trouble with YouTubes.
No, they'll block us.
So Brad McDonald will join us at 5:15. The market was up 1,200 points. That's a good sign.
That's a very good sign.
And we'll get some additional insight on that and where it may be going in the future. Let's hope that that big boost in the market is accompanied by a falling price of oil per barrel and lower gas prices. Because I really think there's still plenty of time if we secure this thing in Iran, the oil starts moving, and the prices start to drop. What are they going to say? You know, we had a brief consequence, because we did the right thing and put the mullahs out of business. And that would be a hell of an accomplishment. But that shows you, I mean, any politician facing the same choice that Donald Trump made would never have gone after Iran, because it would know the immediate consequences would be higher oil prices and gas prices, and for at least temporarily hand the affordability thing back to the Democrats, although everybody seems to forget, why weren't you bitching about $3.80 gas prices under Joe Biden in 2022? Where was your outrage then? There was no war. There was just incompetence. That's why gas prices were that high. Yep. With all the stupid green initiatives and everything else that's...
Not to mention all the embedded taxes. That's what a lot of people forget, is that there are state and local taxes embedded in that cost of
And no
gas.
matter how much they come down, California's prices are going to be $1.85 a gallon higher because of their taxes.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But Gavin Newsom has the... why don't we take a break?
Yeah.
I'll check the baseball scores or something.
Well, just a few minutes ago, they were wrapping up the accident, or trying to, on East Boulevard. If you're coming up from Atlanta Highway and you're in that mess, hopefully they're going to have that one out of the roadway. Leftmost lane is blocked there. Your right 2 lanes going to be your best bet to get by. We will keep you updated everywhere else. Very busy afternoon traffic. Interstates, boulevards, Prattville, Millbrook, Wetumpka reporting light to moderate building afternoon traffic. Great shopping at Premier Place. After shopping, eat at Poblano's King Buffet or Sweet Frog Frozen Yogurt. All at Premier Place in Prattville. Another great McClinton and Company development. Buckle up. Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
With the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew. U.S. stocks jolting higher today, recovering a chunk of the losses they've suffered due to the war with Iran. A drop in price for Brent crude oil took some of the pressure off of Wall Street. The Dow gained 1,125 points, the S&P 500 up by 184, and the Nasdaq was higher by 795. Consumer confidence inched higher in March despite soaring energy prices brought on by the war. The Conference Board says its Consumer Confidence Index rose modestly to 91.8 in March. That's up from a reading of 91 back in February. U.S. job openings fell slightly last month to 6.9 million, another sign of sluggishness in the American labor market. The Labor Department reported today that job vacancies fell from 7.2 million in January. The job opening survey showed layoffs rose and the number of those quitting their jobs was down. For the Wall Street Business Report, I'm Bob Agnew.
Montgomery Men's Health salutes the man everyone depends on. You, the grill master. Your family don't have to go out to eat. You carry the load. You solve the problems. Mr. Fix-It. But when you're off, we all feel it. And what happens when the gas runs out? When the strength drops? When the transmission stalls? And I ain't just talking about your truck. Male performance is complicated. Treating low T and ED requires technical precision, and that's where Montgomery Men's Health shines. We've been conquering this since 2014, long before every strip mall had a low T sign. We started this clinic to level you up, to help separate fact from internet fiction, hype from the successful realities we see every day. What works 92% of the time versus what might work online. And we keep getting better. Better service, better care, better value. And for $99, you'll receive a lab panel in minutes and a consultation with our medical provider. Don't wait. Call 334-440-3663 or go to MontgomeryMen'sHealth.com.
And this is a painting of my grandfather, the only one he ever had made.
Sometime, take a close look around your house.
This sewing machine was my Aunt Mary's.
If you have possessions that are irreplaceable, consider this. Each year, over 65,000 American homes suffer a fire due to an electrical problem. Are our possessions safe? To know for sure, call Crosby Electric, your exclusive provider of Current Safe, the world's foremost home diagnostic system. Using high-tech equipment, Crosby Electric will check your hidden wiring, panel box, light switches, and electrical outlets to pinpoint potential problems and make sure your things are safe.
Oh, my daughter's second grade art project. I'd die if something happened to this.
Some things can't be replaced by insurance. Don't wait another day. Call 272-2085 for an in-home no-obligation assessment or visit crosbyelectric.com. Don't just think it's safe. Know it's safe.
Now you'll be safe with Current Safe.
Y'all hear about all those politicians making money in the stock market?
Yeah, that Nancy Pelosi's making a killing.
Yeah, she is, and so is Coach.
Tommy Tuberville?
Yeah, he and Pelosi are making millions. Turns out old Senator Tuberville's trading ag futures while he's on the ag committee.
Wow, Tommy Tuberville's making a killing in the stock market.
Yep, just like Nancy Pelosi.
It's all just a big game to Coach Tuberville.
In 2024, Tommy Tuberville made millions trading stocks, just in 1 year.
Wonder what else there is.
So Tommy Tuberville is making millions in the stock market, all in the industries he regulates.
Tommy Tuberville's great at making millions. For himself.
Now I want to know.
Just how much money did Tommy Tuberville and Nancy Pelosi make for themselves in the stock market?
Why don't we ask him? Let's call Tommy Tuberville. Ask him how much money he made himself in the stock market.
And tell him, for us, it's not a game.
This advertisement is paid for by the Alabama Leadership Fund.
Hi, this is Bo Goodson from the Goodson Group with your Real Estate Minute. Here in the River region, thousands of hardworking folks will be buying a home, some for the first time. How do you know you are buying the right home? It starts with research. A buyer's agent can help you in your search, providing a list of homes you may not be aware of or know about. At the same time, a meeting with a local lender to find out exactly what you qualify for and how much it will cost at closing and monthly. A list of needs and wants provided to your agent will help them locate properties that match those needs. An example would be bedrooms, baths, school zones, floor plan requests will also help. Start shopping and look at homes and compare and make a list of pluses and minuses for each home. Compare them with your agent to narrow the field. After you work out the contract, appraisals and inspections come next, and then the closing. For more details, call Bo Goodson at the Goodson Group, 221-2883. That's 221-2883.
Broadcasting from the Riverside Chevrolet Master Control Center, this is WACV Cusana, News Talk 93.1 FM. When it's Chevy, it's Riverside.
502.
With SRN News, I'm Keith Peters in Washington. A federal judge has ordered the Trump administration to suspend construction of a $400 million ballroom after it demolished the east wing of the White House. U.S. District Judge Richard Leon in Washington granted a preservationist group's request for a preliminary injunction that temporarily halts President Trump's White House ballroom project. Leon wrote that the president is a steward of the White House, not its owner. A federal judge has agreed to permanently block the Trump administration from implementing a presidential directive to end federal funding for National Public Radio and the Public Broadcasting Service. The two are media entities that the White House has said are counterproductive to American priorities. On Wall Street, the Dow up by 1,125 points. More details at srnnews.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
Just in time for April Fool's Day.
Interesting. Wait a minute. You can't fool me that easily.
You gotta be kidding me.
You know what they say? Fool me once, strike one. But fool me twice, strike three.
It's no April Fool's joke.
I am ready to face any challenges that might be foolish enough to face me.
This ain't no time for this here foolishness.
You're not fooling me.
Hey, Scoop, I think we fooled them.
Oh, it's not nice to fool Mother Nature.
I don't have time for your jokes.
Yeah, so I'm just warning you, tomorrow's April Fool's Day. It's also Rich Thomas's 10th anniversary with Blue Water Broadcasting, the celebration tomorrow night at Baumhauer's Victory Grill on the Boulevard. And I imagine people will start gathering there around 5. And we'll probably do strawberry shortcake and celebrate in true Baumhauer's fashion. And tomorrow night will be our last gathering at Baumhauer's. We're going to pause them for just a bit. Every time I try to get a smile on my face, I see a story that pisses me off.
Oh, gosh.
We live in a judiciocracy. We don't have a president. We have a president that doesn't govern at the consent of the people. He governs at the consent of the judiciary. And a judge has blocked Trump's order to end funding for NPR and PBS. And that's a bunch of crap. Doesn't PBS raise gazillions of dollars on their own, picking the pockets of their bleeding heart liberal friends? So they can produce documentaries and programming that's sympathetic to left-wing causes. And NPR is a joke.
Well, Chuck Schumer told us what the plan was to put as many Democratic sympathetic judges in place.
Yeah.
So that when you get a Republican president, then you can do all these
Fortunately, about
federal orders and
over 90% of this stuff has been stopped by the Supreme Court. But the problem is you've got to go through that process.
It takes time. So it's just a delay tactic is all it is. And this whole not funding the DHR, that's going to come back to bite them big time. I'm afraid that people are saying that, it's looking bad for Republicans. It's looking bad for the Democrats, because they're the ones that are holding back on all this. They're the ones that are causing the problem. So I think it's going to bite them in the butt. We'll see. They're on vacation. Did you know that?
How about that?
2 weeks.
For chutzpah.
Yeah. 2 weeks.
There's nothing to do. Nothing to take care of.
Oh, and they're saying, we're going to get work done. It's like, yeah, you're going to be raising money at home. That's what you're going to be doing. You're not going to be doing anything for the nation, but you're going to be doing a lot of things for yourself.
That's all they do.
So, yeah.
And just to clarify, since somebody asked, we are not doing Baumhower's ever again. We're pausing
Just
after tomorrow.
For a few weeks, yeah. For a few weeks.
Yeah, more than likely just a few weeks.
We just got to figure out how to revamp things.
When the movie Maven joins us later, the love story, the JFK Jr., Carolyn Bessette, I think a 9-episode series on Hulu has concluded, and we'll get her takes. I loved it because of the way they brought the history into it.
Yeah.
And some of the Kennedys, like the woman that portrayed Ethel Kennedy, was cold.
Yeah.
Is that
Sounds like it's pouring rain.
It is. Let me take a look at the.
It's wild. Hey, how long are those episodes? Are they between 30 minutes and an hour?
Yeah, about 40 minutes or so.
Okay, that's good. Good.
Let me go. This is the weather system we used before Rich Thomas joined us.
Weather emergencies can strike like a bolt from the blue. Storms, floods, hurricanes, tornadoes. Is your family safe? Is it? Before you venture outdoors, tune into Big News Weather Central, now with Live in Fear Doppler. Only Live in Fear Doppler warns you of storm conditions that could snap telephone poles like matchsticks, flinging them through the air at hundreds of miles an hour, plunging through your family's bodies like chopsticks through boiled potatoes.
Mom, I'm late for soccer practice. Don't open the door.
Don't open the door. Check first with Live in Fear Doppler, only from Big News Weather Central.
Mom, it's starting to rain.
All right, now this is not something that Rich Thomas didn't predict. It's just, and it's not like major news, but we do have one strong thunderstorm that's affecting, coming up from the south, by the way, Bullock County. You'll see some lightning and thunder, and primarily central and eastern Montgomery counties will get the brunt of this. But when I was out meeting my friend at 5 o'clock, it really got windy.
Yeah.
So the storms that produce that kind of wind, that outflow boundary, those are pretty strong.
It's like a typical summer thunderstorm. They come out of nowhere, they pop up, they rain for a little bit, and then they go away.
But you'll see a 50% chance of rain into the evening, and we need it. I mean, we got fire alerts and stuff all up and down the state.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Do not set Alabama on fire. We will never forgive you. All right, other stories. Let's see what the New York, they still got the war chest story. Kristi Noem's husband, who apparently loved wearing
bazooms,
Big bazoon.
Ish.
Yep.
But, it makes you feel good.
Well, you got pictures.
You do have to know when you send people pictures, they could possibly get out.
They can come back and bite you in the hiney. Tiger Woods entered a plea in his DUI case. What did he plead? Not guilty? No, I understand. You said they found hydrocodone, right?
Mm-hmm.
In his pocket.
Yeah, and he was lethargic and limping, and he did tell them that he had taken some pain medication in the morning. And they asked if he was on other prescriptions, and he said he's on a few. So, I mean,
that sounds, you know what? That sounds to me like the pill version. I only had 2 beers.
Yeah, and he refused to do a urinalysis. So that's when they arrested him, when he said, no, I'm not going to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to pee in a cup. And they were like, okay, well, let's come on downstairs.
Well, the downside of that is they automatically, at least in Florida, they automatically suspend you for 6 months.
Yeah.
Whether you win or lose the case.
He can afford a driver.
That's the thing. What the hell's he thinking?
Yeah. And he said that he was looking at his phone and flipping with the radio, and he was driving fast, and he clipped a truck and just flipped his Land Rover.
Yeah.
There's somebody encouraging Congress to return to D.C. But no, it's a much better middle finger to Donald Trump to leave, especially when we got a situation in Iran and everything else. There's nothing to worry
Go
about.
to Disney World.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Run away and hide.
Well, Congress is the ultimate Mickey Mouse operation. 512, Brant McDonald joins us next.
What's your biggest investment? More than likely, it's your home. So treat it that way when you hire a painting contractor. With PBS Painting, there are no gimmicks, no $99 specials. Just quality painting and someone who treats your home with the same respect that you do. At PBS Painting, we have been painting for years and look forward to many more years to come. With PBS Painting, the job gets prepped properly, whether it's cleaning, scraping, or priming. We always use quality products, which is a must for a quality paint job. So if you're looking for a painter that doesn't need upfront money and is on the job at all times, then please give me a call. Scott Bowers and PBS Painting, 294-5122. That's PBS Painting, 294-5122. Look at some of our work on Facebook at PBS Painting Montgomery.
Don't you love the feeling of coming home to a clean house? Let Southern Bells Cleaning Service get your home in order. Families in the River region trust Southern Bells because they know Callan and Jesse will show up on time and believe in cleaning the old-fashioned way. They bring all their own supplies and specialize in full-service, residential, commercial, vacant properties, and construction cleanup. Estimates are always free. Call Southern Bells today at 546-0715 or follow them on Facebook at Southern Bells Cleaning River Region.
Rich Thomas Weather is brought to you by Wiley Sanders Truck Lines.
Go to work for a family that puts God and family first. Wiley Sanders is looking for experienced dump truck drivers. Call them today, 855-777-9785. Drive for Wiley Sanders Truck Lines and be part of the family.
Rich Thomas Weather.
Well, hi, everybody. As March comes to an end and April begins, we've got some very nice temperatures to talk about. Even the nights are milder. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low temperature in the lower 60s. April begins on a warm note, feeling more like May with a high temperature in the middle 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday as well. And again, a few spotty afternoon and evening showers and storms at random, but they will be few and far between. A little more concentrated over the weekend as a front approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
The views and opinions of the following program are solely those of the host and other contributors. These do not necessarily represent those of Liberty Acquisitions 825, Blue Water Broadcasting, its management, staff, or any advertisers.
Boy, does he have a lot of chutzpah.
News and talk without the static. The River Region's most trusted voice. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
April, it starts tomorrow.
Hello and welcome to April, the fourth month in the Gregorian calendar. There is so much more to April than just Easter. April is also Soy Foods Month, National Poetry Month, National African American Women's Fitness Month, Alcohol Awareness Month, National Pet First Aid Awareness Month, Emotional Overeating Awareness Month, National Sexually Transmitted Diseases Month, and Straw Hat Month. So this April, enjoy a tofu burger while writing a sonnet about Venus Williams as you acknowledge you're hammered while attempting to give your cat CPR and realize that you're shoving pizza down your throat only because you're depressed that those bumps down there might be something serious and, you can't find your favorite straw hat. You see, it's way more than just Easter. Welcome to April.
Tell you another thing that's pushed a lot of people over the edge, that Chicago Bulls player that got fired from the team because he didn't want to celebrate Pride Month.
Yeah.
Enough, okay? Just enough. Now you've taken the pendulum too far, and he's getting a lot of support from other athletes. We'll get into that a little bit later. Right now, we want to talk about money.
Yep.
With some good news today, welcoming Mr. Wright on the phone, Brant McDonald from Invista Advisors. Brant, good afternoon. It was.
Yeah, what a day. We've been reporting on this the last few days, how it just seemed like Trump was trying to maneuver position in a way, sort of that people talk about quote unquote off ramp or what have you. There's no doubt in my mind, Greg. First, I think that he had two roads he could go down, and I don't even know that he knew for sure which one he was going to do. Honestly, I think he was hopeful for a massive uprising in the country.
Yeah.
The problem is the IRGC was still in place, and they were just absolutely massacring these people. So they just couldn't get the movement. But you remember a week ago, I was reporting with you that it appears from some folks I had been talking with that there might be some new leadership in town. Now Trump's been confirming all of that, and it appears that there's some sort of deal in the works here. In fact, just a few minutes ago in a live interview, he was saying that he suspected they would be out of the region within the next 2 to 3 weeks. Hopefully that's the case. We'll see. But you look at the action in the market today. Two things happened. Number one, Trump had these comments that sure made it sound like the war was about to be over and that they were about to, get ready to pull out. But then it was complemented with the leadership there in Iran sort of saying the same thing, that they were ready for this to be over. They were ready for this to end, that they wanted some sort of guarantees. Obviously, they're trying to save face. No question about it. I mean, but man, you talk about a country that's been absolutely obliterated, especially militarily. I mean, it's been sort of shocking to watch the U.S. military at work,
the odd thing, Brant, what's really ironic about this is that we are engaged in a war with a country that's using our money to buy the weapons that they're firing back at us because they got all that money from Biden and Obama.
Oh, I know. It's really unbelievable.
What were they thinking?
I know that. Well, who knows what was going on? But as we sit now, though, Greg, we saw the action today in the market. I mean, certainly it was well received by the market. You saw a pretty massive move in the Dow Jones. This is the biggest single percentage up day for the NASDAQ. I believe it was since May 21st of last year. So pretty massive move for the NASDAQ. All the broad indexes big to the upside today. But here's the interesting thing. If you look at the futures markets in crude oil, particularly Brent, the futures markets closed with oil up 4% on the day. That's a little worrisome, a little bothersome. Typically, the market, big, large institutional markets like that, particularly dollar-denominated markets, are fairly good indicators of what sort of they believe, that big money behind it believes collectively, and that they're not thinking that prices are coming down anytime soon. Mm-hmm. So that's pretty interesting. But nevertheless, I think it's good news that we appear to be heading in the right direction towards hopefully winding this up and not getting pulled into a much deeper quagmire with tens, possibly hundreds of thousands of troops on the ground. I just don't think that would play well politically. I think Trump's making a smart decision here. Let's go win these midterms, so we can deal with Iran again later if they start acting up. But I think nation building with a U.S. military police force in the thousands and thousands would not play well politically.
No,
no. So we'll see what happens. But in the meantime, we're shifting our focus. And I said this last week. We're looking at Iran, but we're already looking way past that. And you've heard me talk an awful lot about these private credit markets, and they really are. It's a massive, massive mess. This private credit market, it's equal in size to the subprime lending crisis that happened in 08 and 09.
Ooh,
and
really,
that's scary.
We're talking trillions of dollars here, and many of these private credit, that's the key word, private. Many of these private funds and entities, they hold these instruments, this debt, and it's not marked to market daily. They only mark these portfolios every quarter, and I think most of the portfolios of all these loans that these institutions made are the marks, if you call it, the accounting marks. What that portfolio's worth is full of baloney. I don't think it's anywhere close. As a matter of fact, there was one just recently that marked their portfolio down by about 19%. I think there's serious blood in the streets with that private credit market out there, and that's going to be an issue. And then I think the other big issue, and the thing that, again, I'm going to reiterate where Trump, I think, is being smart here. You look at the U.S. Treasury, we're now at $39 trillion in debt.
Yeah.
Debt service interest payments are going to be approaching $2 trillion.
Wow.
Bigger than the defense budget. We're about to reach kind of that point of no return where the math no longer works. You're just broke.
Yeah.
And he's going to have to fix that. And we've got some very, very strong conviction around how they're going to do that. And I don't think that anyone listening to me is prepared to hear how that's going to work because it's going to be I believe, some sort of a technical default. That's about the only way they can do it. And,
that would be bad.
But they've done things like this in the past. I remember in the 08-09 crisis.
Yeah.
The Fed was not supposed to buy corporate bonds. They did that anyway. The language that was written in the mortgage-backed securities, it said that those mortgages could not be altered in any way ever, ever, ever by law. And
and we all know that didn't happen.
The U.S. government, they rewrote those suckers in a hurry. So it's not out of the realm of possibility that they won't just change the rules with respect to Treasury bonds and what they're willing to pay on the interest. It will be a monumental moment if and when that does happen. But again, you have to be prepared how to manage portfolios in this environment. You can't just sit back and assume things. You have to really be forward-thinking and forward-looking. And Lord knows I've been screaming from the mountaintop for over 3 years now about this trajectory we've been going on. But so anyway, we'll see. Hopefully the Iranian thing will calm down. We can talk a lot more in the afternoons about some of that stuff, because there's a whole lot out there in terms of how to be positioned in a market like this. Do you want to own U.S. stocks right now? That kind of thing. So we'll dive into that. We'll see what the news holds for tomorrow, Greg. Remember, we're looking for jobs numbers on Friday. We're going to get inflation numbers next week, and I'm sure that's going to be a nasty number with these oil prices. So prepare yourself for that. But in the meantime, y'all have a great evening.
Well, it was great to see some positive change
for once.
Today.
Yeah.
And we'll build off that.
Yes.
And hope for the best.
I agree with you.
Brad, thank you so much for your time, as always, and the insights, and we will speak again tomorrow.
All right, buddy, you got it. Y'all have a great night.
Have a great night.
The opinions voiced in this material are for general information only and are not intended to provide specific advice or recommendations for any individual. All performance referenced is historical and is no guarantee of future results. All indices are unmanaged and may not be invested into directly. The opinions expressed in this material do not necessarily reflect the views of LPL Financial. Securities offered through LPL Financial, member FINRA SIPC. Investment advice is offered through Invista Advisors, registered investment advisor and separate entity from LPL Financial.
There's some good stuff available on TV and streaming that you may want to check out. Join us for the Movie Maven. She is 9 shopping minutes away.
Well, everybody is out on the roads trying to get home, and we've just got accidents popping up everywhere. 65 at West Fairview. We have an accident reported there. We are not seeing anything on the cams, but use caution. East Boulevard at Monticello, got an accident there. Also, Brown Springs Road and Atlanta Highway, minor accident. 7700 block Vaughn Road in front of Starbucks. Got an accident there in the 2400 block of Taylor Road. That is just past the Buddy Watson ball fields as you're headed over to Vaughn. All of these and a few more hanging in the breeze out there. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. Lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKinnon Nissan. Plus, they've got 0% financing on 2026 Rogue. See David for details. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Nissan, exit 212 off I-65 in Clanton. Buckle up, Wendell J. Montgomery, Skywatch Traffic.
Before you commit to that plumbing repair or upgrade, get a second opinion from Headley Plumbing. Our estimate could save you thousands. We do it all: residential, commercial, and septic tank service, serving the entire river region. No membership, no contract, just fair, reliable service. Call Headley Plumbing at 285-3667 or visit headleyplumbing.com. In our business, a flush beats a full house.
Headley Metal Buildings has been your source for quality metal buildings in the river region since 2007. Carports up to 24 feet wide, RV covers, storage buildings, even a sturdy metal barn up to 54 feet wide. Your structure can be customized, installed on level ground, and comes with a 20-year warranty. Let Headley Metal Buildings help you find the perfect solution. Financing available. Call 285-3667 for details or find Headley Metal Buildings on Facebook.
This is Jennifer Pestruccelli, General Sales Manager and co-owner of Blue Water Broadcasting. We're home to 7 radio stations at a rapidly expanding digital marketing platform, and we're looking for our next great sales professional. At Blue Water, you'll build customized campaigns that include radio and targeted digital marketing solutions. You'll prospect new clients, manage your own accounts, and work in a fast-paced, creative environment. Media or digital sales experience is a plus. Send your resume to jobs@bluewaterbroadcasting.com. Blue Water Broadcasting, local folks helping local business.
The River Region's first and only news talk station on FM. Live, local talk. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
The more people tell you it's not possible, that it can't be done, the more you should be absolutely determined to prove them wrong.
Democrats went down to Georgia, Wisconsin, Michigan, Nevada, Arizona, and PA looking for votes to steal. With Biden and the Biden being way behind, with the devil they made a deal. And when they came across this great man winning the election by a lot, he said 47 years, it's very clear, Joe, you ain't done diddly squat. Joe put on a lid, then went in ahead and kept his gaff trap shut. He never jumped up on a campaign stump. Boy, let me tell you what, Dems didn't care. They made a dare, an evil plan to screw once again our president and attempted another coup. Joe said, Donald Trump, you think you're good, but give old Joe his due. I'll bet Chinese gold against a country so that I get more votes than you. Trump said, I'm the president and you ain't playing straight. And I'll take your bet you're gonna regret. I'm gonna make America great again. Donnie, rally up your base, your lawyers and bodyguards. Cause hell's broke loose with the voting. Maybe it's hammer, maybe scorecard. If you win, you'll get to send to jail, quid pro Joe. So you can lose or socialists take control. Biden opened up his mouth and said, I'll start this show. And babble flew from his lips. He said, come on, man, you gotta go. He pulled his mask up on his face and continued to persist. Unintelligible gibberish. And it sounded something like this.
True internet stuff is a pressure for people that bad and can't bear.
Sleepy Joe!
I'm not going to be mule. I got something to do. I got to go do. Boom, boom, boom.
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Shoot it and suffer depression.
Joe, tell them. And I got.
When old Joe finished, Trump said, well, you're pretty bad, old son. Sit down there in your rocking chair and I'll prove what's being done. 1 a.m. Trump's ahead everywhere. Then millions of votes magically appear. Each one went to Creepy Joe.
By a lot.
Coincidence? No, hell no. Joe Biden bowed his head. Oh wait, it looks like he fell asleep as Team Trump laid those stolen ballots on the ground at Biden's feet. Trump says, Sleepy Joe, now you're never gonna run again. Cause I told you once, actually for months, I'm the best president that's ever been. Trump was way ahead when I went to bed. And the so-called glitch at 3 a.m.
Georgia's new voting machines discovered a glitch.
And every single vote for Joe. Biden, Harris, no hell no.
Yeah, and he went to Georgia and helped the Democrats. It is 5:33. Up next, we have the Movie Maven, but just want to drop this in real quick. From Shadows of Ezra on Twitter, Matt Gaetz reveals he was briefed by the U.S. Army about a secret hybrid breeding program in which captured aliens were breeding with humans to create a hybrid race.
What?
He says he was told this was a secret military program involving aliens breeding with humans who were kidnapped.
Okay. So what happened to the children's?
Well, like so many
human
other
alien hybrids, what happened to them?
I have to wait to find out. I will have time to play the clip.
Are they working at McDonald's, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, we're on the Supreme Court. I'm really not sure. But coming up next, after we have here our traffic and weather, the Movie Maven. Some good stuff to watch. Right now, Skipper, that storm came through. Did it cause some trouble?
Well, everybody is out on the roads trying to get home, and we've just got accidents popping up everywhere. 65 at West Fairview. We have an accident reported there. We are not seeing anything on the cams, but use caution. East Boulevard at Monticello, got an accident there. Also, Brown Springs Road at Atlanta Highway, minor accident. 7700 block Vaughn Road in front of Starbucks. Got an accident there in the 2400 block of Taylor Road. That is just past the Buddy Watson ball fields as you're headed over to Vaughn. All of these and a few more hanging in the breeze out there. Keep it here. We'll keep you updated. Lowest tax rates in Alabama are at McKinnon Nissan. Plus, they've got 0% financing on 2026 Rogue. See David for details. It's worth the drive. McKinnon Nissan, exit 212 on 565 in Clanton. Buckle up. Wendell J. McEvery, Skywatch Traffic.
Weather, a service of H&H Carpets, where right now, get a load of this. Listen close. You get a house full of carpet for $19.95 installed. Unbelievable. They're located at 6450 Atlanta Highway, just across from Walmart.
Rich Thomas weather.
Well, hi, everybody. As March comes to an end and April begins, we've got some very nice temperatures to talk about. Even the nights are milder. Tonight, partly cloudy, overnight low temperature in the lower 60s. April begins on a warm note, feeling more like May with a high temperature in the middle 80s Wednesday, Thursday, and probably Friday as well. And again, a few spotty afternoon and evening showers and storms at random, but they approaches. From the Blue Water Weather Center, this is Rich Thomas.
Feeling the pressure of high credit card rates? ASE Credit Union has you covered with a low 1.99% APR on balance transfers. Move your balances in March or April and lock in that 1.99% rate through your October statement. Visit ASE Credit Union today. Federally insured by NCUA. Terms and conditions apply.
Live, local talk. The River Region's most trusted voice for news and opinion. News Talk 93.1 FM WACV.
The Movie Maven is here. Miss Murray's Movie Minute brought to you by AMS Studios. Relax, refresh, renew with AMS Studios in Prattville. AMSStudioMedspa.com or call 730-1268. Nice to put in somebody's Easter basket. We now welcome Ellen Murray. Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
Where would you like to start our entertainment journey this afternoon?
Well, I finished the Love Story series, the JFK show. And it's not like there was any surprises at the end, but it was very sad. I definitely cried.
Can I admit that it got me at several points?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we all knew what was going to
You're
happen.
human.
But there were some really excellent, passionate performances throughout the series. And the casting was great. The two principals, JFK Jr., Carolyn Bessette. I honestly, isn't Meryl Streep's daughter the one that plays Carolyn?
She plays Caroline Kennedy.
Oh, cool. Interesting.
Oh, that's Meryl. Oh.
Yeah, Grace Gummer.
You know, the other, the one that played Carolyn Bessette could have been Meryl Streep's daughter, too. Think about it.
I did think those two kind of looked alike.
Yeah.
No, gosh, I know her name, but it's escaping me at the moment.
Just some insights in what it was like to be a Kennedy, the telling of the history through dialogue among the characters. I thought the guy that played Caroline Kennedy's husband was well cast. Not so much Naomi Watts' Jackie, but this is one of the better series I've ever seen.
You know, I've never watched JFK with the Oliver Stone movie.
Yeah.
You must.
You really need to see that. It's an amazing
I think that
movie.
I now have the interest to do. I mean, not that I wasn't interested before. I just never got around to it. But
yeah.
I could see myself watching it now. Now that there's a dearth of JFK in my life.
Well, it's the movie's a good watch. There's a lot of fiction in it. I mean, we've studied that event with Terry Adams and Mark Robert and America's Untold Stories, and they would be the first to tell you that some of that is even Oliver Stone.
Well, they're filling in the gaps. They think, okay, this could have happened.
It's a very watchable movie.
It is very compelling, especially when you're like, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
But do you think that your reaction to Love Story is part of what might have been that they were both JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette were cut down in the prime of their life? I mean, they were successful people doing amazing things. And
President Trump thinks he would have been a senator.
I think so too. I think he would have been.
Well, yeah, that's kind of the Kennedy legacy is you run for office.
Yeah.
And even though he swore he wasn't going to, everyone kind of felt like he probably would.
Well, he had the looks and the charm. I mean, how do you think I got this job?
For sure.
Now, you recommended something that I have found to be very engaging, and thanks to you, I turned Jay Scott onto it. Tell us about Three Pines.
Three Pines is a very intriguing Canadian murder mystery with a great detective played by Alfred Molina, and
I like Alfred Molina.
He was great in this.
and it's got a lot of Native American culture to it. That stuff about the education school, like I don't know what they call them, the re-education schools that they sent the Native children to, where they often beat and torture them, and sometimes they died.
Yeah.
There's this storyline running through it.
Yeah.
And then there's, like, once they've solved the first murder, it's only the second or third episode, they start right into a whole new, I mean, the same town, same citizens, like a small town in Canada. So, like, you get to know all the characters more throughout the season. There's just, like, another murder pops up so that the detective has to stick around and keep detecting.
Interesting.
What's the actor that plays that character's name again?
Alfred Molina.
Alfred Molina.
He is so good. It just goes to show you don't have to have a perfect-looking human detective. He's hardly what you would call a sex symbol, but his demeanor, the way he comports himself in the role, commands your attention. He's really good, but in a very subtle way.
Yeah, he's done a lot of theater, and I think that's one of the things that's impressive about him is that he's been able to do film and television work, but he's done a lot.
You
of
could have
theater.
played this detective, Master Thespian.
Yeah,
he really could have.
Yeah, I could see that. Yeah.
Yep. Something called Imperfect Women. Is there such a thing? I was told that's not true.
Well, I had talked about this one last week, but I actually gave it a try over the weekend, and I watched the first 3 episodes that are out now, and it's a lot of secrets and lies and betrayals and that sort of thing, but also a mystery of a murder and trying to figure out why their best friend died and what was really going on in her secret life. So it's intriguing, and it's got some big name actresses: Elizabeth Moss, the girl from Mad Men, and then Kate Mara, who's the sister of Rooney Mara, and I really like both of those girls.
Yeah, me too.
And Kerry Washington is the main story's kind of told from her point of view mainly.
All right, so after 3 episodes on a Movie Maven 1 to 10 scale, where would you put it?
I mean, it's a little trashy. I would give it like a 6 or 7.
that might be attractive to some people. They like that trashy
I'll keep
TV.
watching.
Yeah,
and because it's on Apple, it's like only one show a week, so you got to wait for it.
Yeah.
And Forbidden Fruit.
Yes.
I've heard about these.
It's not really what it seems like from the title, but it's sort of, I say it's The Craft meets Mean Girls. It's kind of a witchy teen drama that all takes place in a shopping mall where these girls that run a clothing boutique meet after hours and have a little coven.
Ooh. A little supernatural, yeah.
It gets wacky. I mean, because it's got the Mean Girls thing where there's a new member trying to fit in and trying to be cool, and they like suck her into their little witchy world. And I enjoyed it, but it got pretty dark.
Can we invite the Master Thespian? Has been raving about the Ryan Gosling movie, and it's been a big box office hit.
Project Hail Mary, yeah.
All right, what is it that you love about this?
Well, to begin with, I'm a space nut like Jay Scott is, so I like anything about space. So I went to go see it by myself the first time, and then after I saw the movie, I told my wife, Mrs. Thespian, you got to come see this. So I dragged her to go see it this last weekend. She loved it too. And it's the story that is really compelling because it's about a guy who wakes up on a spaceship, doesn't know why he's there, doesn't know what's going on, doesn't remember anything about his past, and he's got to figure out why he's there. And he remembers bits and pieces of what happened and the reason he's there, but in the middle of all this, he runs into an alien, another creature from another star, another planet, who's trying to solve the same problem he is. Why are all the stars dimming?
Does it magically speak English?
Well, here's the deal. That's part of the fun of it, is that whole process of him trying to figure out how can I communicate with this thing, and the process that he goes through, using laptops and creating a vocabulary out of what this alien is saying, and it's hysterical. Some of the stuff that happens. Because it's that give and take between the two characters as they're trying to develop a relationship out in the middle of nowhere and solve this problem. How do you save the stars? Grace Rocky, save stars.
I'm reconsidering this movie because when I first heard about it, I thought, well, this is Ken Goes to Orbit.
It's not. It's not. This is a much different character for Ryan Gosling. In fact, he's quite good in this. He's
I will take your word.
Likeable. And other things he's done, he's a rather annoying, but in this one, he's very likable. And I think that's the key to it, that he creates this character that we want to root for. We want him to win. There's several twists that occur in the plot, things that he remembers about what happened and how he got on board the ship in the first place, that will keep you engaged. Plus, there's some really tense moments when things go wrong. And, it's a fun movie.
I have to give it some thought. Just wrapping up.
Is the alien really adorable?
Yes, his name is Rocky.
Yeah.
And he's this little rock spider thing, and he's, amaze. He has this fun voice that there's puppets. It's a puppet. There are puppeteers that do this, and the main puppeteer, James Ortiz, is the one that does the voice.
Oh.
And so it's not a computer-generated voice. It's a real person voicing this thing. And I think that's the key to it, is that it looks real. It's easy for you to believe that this situation is happening, and it's fun for the whole family. I mean, there's no nudity, there's no sex, there's no swearing. I mean, it's a cool movie that I think anybody will enjoy. So,
all right, recapping, highly recommended. The love story, JFK Jr. and Carolyn Bessette on Hulu. If you haven't tried it, I think it's a big winner, and Miss Murray seems to believe so.
I need to check it out.
Check out Three Pines on Prime. That's a very interesting production. I love, again, Molina as the detective. And for fun, with a little trash on the side on Apple TV, and Perfect Women and Forbidden Fruits. It doesn't say what service that is on.
Oh.
It's in the theaters, so.
Oh, it's still in theaters.
Okay,
great. So thank you for your time, Ms. Murray, and for doing all of this very important research for this segment.
Oh, yeah.
My pleasure.
And we can go to the Facebook page, too, right?
We'll catch you later in the week.
True.
All right.
All right.
Take care now.
Bye.
Yeah, a lot of people had noticed your passion for the Ryan Gosling movie.
Yeah,
and you make a great case for it, man. You're very good
It's one of the best movies I've seen in a long time. And I see a lot of movies.
Yeah.
I go to, 7 or 8 movies a year. And this one is just...
You have absolute credibility when it comes to that, my friend.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
All right, at 5:47, we have local news with Sky, Master Thespian, and I wrapping up here in just a minute.
News is brought to you by Adams Motorsports of Montgomery, where your pleasure is their business.
From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, here's today's top stories. Montgomery police have announced an arrest in a recent fatal shooting. 34-year-old Roderick Purvis is charged with murder in the shooting death of 39-year-old Kevin Pettis. The shooting happened Friday night in the 900 block of Union Street. The motive for the murder remains unknown as the homicide investigation continues. An Elmore County school bus was involved in a crash Monday morning. The accident happened on Highway 170 in Santuck at the intersection of Haynes Road. Several students received minor injuries. The driver of the car involved was taken by ambulance for treatment. No additional details about the crash have been made available. Montgomery firefighters battled a major house fire Monday afternoon. Fire rescue units responded to a home on Ryan Street where a single-story home was severely damaged. Multiple units joined to contain the blaze and protect nearby buildings from catching fire. The house was currently vacant. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. From the Blue Water Broadcasting News Center, I'm Sky Mosley.
AdamsMotorsports.com on the web or Adams Motorsports on the Boulevard in Montgomery. That's at Adams Motorsports in Montgomery, where your pleasure is our business. Come by and learn more about the new Suzuki GSX 8R motorcycle and see for yourself the bar has officially been reset.
2026 marks 60 years that hope has had a home in Alabama. At the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches, children who've lost everything through no fault of their own have found something priceless. A safe place to live, a loving Christian family, and the chance to simply be kids again. Here, boys and girls grow up surrounded by care, guidance, and faith, learning right from wrong, learning responsibility, learning they are valued and that their lives have purpose. As the Alabama Sheriffs have believed for 6 decades, it's easier to build boys and girls than to repair men and women. These former ranchers are now teachers, parents, business owners, and leaders, living proof that love, structure, and faith can change a life forever. As the Alabama Sheriff's Youth Ranches celebrate 60 years of serving Alabama's children, you can help ensure the next child has the same chance. Learn how you can make a difference at AlabamaSheriff'sYouthRanches.org. 60 years of building lives, and we're just getting started.
We get a lot of questions about what all we handle at Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. I'm Hannah Grantham.
And I'm Eddie Bader, and we will handle all of your real estate needs.
We handle all your buying and selling needs, from your first home, next home, land, investment property, and even commercial properties.
We do it all and have the experience that shows you what makes us different.
So when you think real estate, think Hannah and Eddie Realty Group. Look us up on Facebook or give us a call at 334-368-6358. And let us show you who you have on your sign matters.
When it comes to your mortgage, who you work with matters. And this is one decision where local makes all the difference. Don't fall victim to flashy mailers, spam calls, or 1-800 lenders who don't even know your name, much less your neighborhood. Those lenders are often sitting in some faraway state, reading from a script, and chasing volume, not relationships. A local lender understands the market you live in, or should I say that we live in. At Alabama Home Mortgage, you can look at us in the eye and trust us with one of the biggest financial decisions you'll ever make. Local lenders don't disappear after closing day. Our reputation is built right here, one family at a time. So before you pick up the phone and call a stranger, remember us, Kim Williams and Madeline Cannon at Alabama Home Mortgage. You deserve guidance from someone who knows the community because they're a part of it. Give us a call at Alabama Home Mortgage today at 334-567-4223 or visit us online at myalabamahomemortgage.com. That's Alabama Home Mortgage, because there is a difference in mortgage companies. NMLS 1586368, Equal Housing Lender.
E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free. E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, E-Bike Oasis, ride for free.
At E-Bike Oasis, we're more than just Montgomery's best electric bicycle store. E-Bike Oasis offers free 1-hour electric bicycle rentals and a full-service electric bike repair shop. Stop by E-Bike Oasis in Montgomery today for free rentals, repairs, and electric bicycle brands in town.
Are you tired of the mainstream media's biased reporting? Do you want to stay informed on the news that really matters to you? Look no further than 1819 News. At 1819 News, we bring you the latest in Alabama news, politics, sports, culture, and more. We've assembled a team of journalists with Alabama values dedicated to the truth and the truth alone. Visit us at 1819news.com today. That's 1819news.com. Subscribe to our newsletter. Honest News, Alabama Values.
The River Region's News Talk Station. News Talk 93.1, WACV. News Talk 93.1.
Tonight, we're going at it tonight.
All right, so for those of you who would like to have a baby on New Year's Day, tonight's the night that you need to
do it.
Do it.
Take care of business.
Yeah. So, ladies, listen for this sound from your man. That's how you'll know.
And run. Run.
Yeah, unless you're not in the mood or something.
Yeah. But if you do the math, technically, this is the prime time to take care of business.
I was born 2 days late. There is no question, no doubt.
When it happened?
Christmas Day.
Yeah.
Or Christmas Eve of a long time ago. I was a gift. And I think that's why the day is so special to me.
Well, that's probably why so many people have September birthdays, because it's during the holiday period. You know?
And there are married couples that only have sex at Christmas time.
Yep.
And that's how it should be.
There you are.
I'm kidding, of course.
Well, continuing this talk about the Project Hail Mary, one of the things that somebody brought up.
I wanted to mention it. A lot of people were talking about that it's not woke.
It's not. It's not. There's no pushing of any agendas. It's
amazing.
And there's also some people complaining about the fact there's not a romance in there. There really isn't.
Good.
You know, there's the woman who's head of this organization trying to save the world, and Ryan Gosling are more co-workers. They're not romantically linked at all. And I think that's refreshing. It's very interesting.
There doesn't have to be a romance in every freaking movie plot.
No,
I'm glad they defied convention. And enough of the woke crap. I think that's one reason why so many movies come and go, because nobody wants a lecture. Nobody wants to be told how they're supposed to think.
We want a good story. We want to be entertained. And that's kind of the crux of what Project Hail Mary is. It's a buddy comedy. It's about a human and an alien from another planet.
Big day here at Blue Water Broadcast tomorrow as we celebrate Rich Thomas's 10 years with us.
Yep.
Man, it has gone by fast.
Yeah. And they, you know what NASA's doing for him? They're sending off a rocket in his honor tomorrow, sending off the Artemis 2 mission on the anniversary of him coming to Blue Water. Isn't that
Cool,
amazing?
said Rich. Yeah.
I bet Jay will be geeking out in the morning.
By the way, that Frisky thunderstorm came through. We may see some a little bit later, but there was actually some good energy in that storm.
Yeah.
Let me take a quick look on the Live in Fear Doppler.
Well, it definitely cooled things down a little bit. Which
Down,
is nice.
yes. What is? Well, it's down to 77. But it was pretty warm this afternoon. I did my bike ride today.
And you know, we haven't had rain in a few days.
No, we're actually in a very severe drought. We need the rain.
Yeah.
But watch, it'll come in.
Well, maybe we'll get some more this
inundate
weekend.
Easter.
Maybe we'll get some this weekend. Yeah.
Any lingering effects from the rain and traffic before we say goodnight?
Well, we have a new accident reported 85 southbound at East Boulevard. Please use caution there. Also, Haskell Drive at the East Boulevard got an accident.